Hello, 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 hello. Happy August 1st. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the stream. Today, like the title says, we have tier lists and just chatting. So, should be a pretty chill stream. But I hope everybody is ready to rank things, rate things, defend yourself, why you rated it such. There's a lot of things that we could rank. I didn't really prepare any specific ones. I just kind of pulled up the tier list website in general. And like, I've gone through it before. They have a ton of categories that you can go through, just all sorts of stuff for anybody who has not used the website before. Each category has tons and tons and tons of things in it. So we have a lot that we can work with. I guess I do have a couple things that I could do off the top of my head. But at any point, if anybody has requests for specific tier lists that they would like to see done, feel free to let me know in the chat and I can give them a shot, assuming I know enough about them that I can actually rank them. If I don't really know anything about it, then my ranking is going to be kind of moot. Like, you know. Because then I won't have anything to say about it. Like, I won't have any basis that I'm ranking them on, so to speak. But, you know, as long as I know a little bit about it, then it's probably fine. Hello, Master. Hello, Ved. Hello, Kirby. Hello, Whale. Welcome to the stream. Hello, anybody who may be lurking. Welcome. Time to see where Leo ranks his ranks or tiers his tiers. Yeah. It is exactly that time. Like, I know that there are some that I've thought about before that I would like to do, but I also know they're going to take me, like, a long time to do certain ones, unless I just don't explain them. Like, I think I've given the example of Fate Servants before. Like, whoops, I just hit my mic. I hope that wasn't loud. Like, with Fate Servants, I could talk a lot about Fate Servants, because there's hundreds of them, and I have opinions on all of them. But it would probably take a couple hours, which is a long time. Can't go wrong with simple stuff either, like snacks. Or like character tropes, character design tropes, like stuff like that. Those are always fun to talk about. Do you have some starter lists in mind? Yeah, the first thing that I had thought about was, I mean, I know I just mentioned Fate, but like for a shorter list, one of the first ones I thought about was Danganronpa characters, just because we were talking about it in the Master Detective stream like 3 or 4 days ago, I think. But again, like, I've played the Danganronpa game, so I could rate it. But if nobody in the chat has played it, you guys might not have a whole lot of opinions on them. So we can really just kind of wing it and see where it goes. I was thinking maybe doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Hand traps, scientific elements, or at some point. Those are potentials, yeah. For like hand traps, I'd probably have to look up some of them. Obviously, I know some of the big ones. Scientific elements, I probably only know like a handful. Sometimes you gotta go off a feeling or Google search. Search. True. Can never go wrong with just leaving it to fate. Pizza and burger toppings is, oh yeah, that would be a good one. People get very contentious over that. I know of the characters of Danganronpa, but not much more than that. Yeah, so like characters are one where it's like, I could do them. Like, I can tier characters, even if I don't really know them. But at that point, it's going to be going based off of like assumptions that I have about them, based on how they look, or just tiering them based on how much I like their design. Which is totally fine. I just wouldn't have as much to say. Like, there's so many categories here. So like, I guess I'm just gonna I open in a new tab, will it show it? Okay, it will. Cool. So like anime and manga, obviously I can talk a lot about that. Azure Lane, I know a lot about. Beer and alcohol, it's like maybe. Card games, maybe. Cartoons, maybe. Characters, yeah, we could do that. What else we got for options here? Danganronpa. Emojis? Could tier list the emojis? That could be a good one. Fast food, FGO. Food and drink, of course. We're only in the H's and I already have like 8 tabs open. Canada Pog. Another one where I wouldn't have a whole lot to say there, given I've never been to Canada and know not a whole lot about it. I don't even know what the capital of Canada is, to be honest. Marvel and DC, maybe? Minecraft? I don't know what. Memes? Okay. Music? Sure. Nintendo? Oh, yeah. Persona? Maybe? PlayStation? I know PlayStation. Pokemon? Pokemon TCG? Oh, I could go on and on about that. Well, the art. That was actually another tier list that I wanted to do at some point, was a tier list of all of the alternate art cards in Pokemon. Like, because there's over 100. And if you include the actual art card, like alternate art and illustration cards, they're 2 separate things now. But if you combine all of them, there's like close to 200 of them, I think. So at that point, it's really just talking about the art. I actually had started making my own tier list of that before, I just never finished it. What else we got here? Video games, of course. Waifus is its own category, okay. YuGiOh. All right, so we have a ton of ones that I just opened. So the other thing I was thinking with this stream for potentials was, if you guys, while you're watching, if you want to make the same tier list as me, feel free. If people are interested, I can make a channel in the Discord where you can send your tier lists when you're done with it into it, just to share it. If you're open to it and interested, I can. If people aren't super interested in that, I can just do it myself, and then you know, you can just keep doing in the chat your thoughts about stuff as we're going. Ottawa is the capital. The more you know. I learned something new today. August 1st, 2023, Leo Lovelace learns that Ottawa is the capital of Canada. Marvel and DC Pog. Movie and characters are acceptable. There's a lot of options in there for sure. I'm going to do that, then I'll send it in the Discord. All right. So I guess I'm going to just pop open Discord quickly. I'm going to make a separate channel just under the text channel. And then people can use that to send the tier lists if they would like to. Tier list. Create channel. All right. So the tier list channel should be created and people should be able to see it and send messages in it if they want to. Let me just make sure that the permissions are good. Permissions. Yep, you guys can send messages, attach file. All right, you're good. Tier list channel is now available under text chat. Okay. Preparation is out of the way. Now it's time to pick a tier list. If anybody thought one of the categories that I just went through sounded interesting as a starting point, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of click through until I find one that looks good to me. Just organize my screen here a little bit. Whoops. I changed windows by accident. YuGiOh, obviously. Definitely an option. Definitely an option. Unfortunately, there's still like, since I'm still well, I guess it's like, well, you've been playing for a year, like, or I have been playing it again for close to a year and a half now, pretty much since Master Duel came out. But I still really only know a few decks okay-ish. Memorable YuGiOh waifus. I don't even remember YuGiOh waifus. I remember Mai from the first season, and I think Alexis from the GX era, but that's like it. This is mostly characters. The kissability of YuGiOh heroes. Wow. Okay. That is a category. Archetypes. Like, that's definitely, like, I want to learn more about a bunch of these archetypes. I'm assuming since it's sorted by popular, that means that the ones up top are the ones that people do the most often. I wonder who's in the character ones. How many of these characters look familiar? Where's Yugi? Why is he all the way at the bottom? Huh? He should be at the top. I don't even know who 99% of these people are. Is the anime still going? Like, the last one that I remember hearing about was like Zexal or something, which I think was airing like, what, 5 years ago? Is that still going? Is there another one after Zexal? Anime characters. I assume this is not the actual monsters. Yeah, it's characters again. I don't know what language that is. Archetypes. Oh my god, I don't even know what a lot of these are just by looking at them. Is that star cardboard supposed to be shiny cardboard? I do love me some shiny cardboard. Especially the Yu-Gi-Oh variant. I mean, not the Pokemon variant, not the Yu-Gi-Oh variant. Well, I like Yu-Gi-Oh too, but like I play Yu-Gi-Oh the game and then I collect Pokemon the cards. I still need to start learning Pokemon the game. Archetypes is a vibe thing, you don't really need to know the power. True. Still a lot of these I don't really know. Like, I know like down here, right? Like if you can see where my mouse is. Gaia, the Fierce Knight, in the bottom right here. Like, I know Gaia, because he's an OG card. Is that an archetype? Like, there's an actual Gaia archetype? Vrains, not grains. Oh, okay. Vrains sounds familiar. I assume it's not V-Rains, it's Vrains. The Sebbies are stuck at work. No! How am I supposed to tier list the Sebbies if they're stuck at work? Hello, Sebby. I hope your workday is not going too poorly this time. I know a couple days ago it wasn't so hot. You could do ban list, then it's less cards to look up. There was a ban list one. How many cards are in that? Wait, is that not up here? I know I saw banned cards. Here we go. So what's in the banned cards one? Oh my goodness. It would help if they had words on them. So like I actually knew what they were and could look them up. Like some of these I know. Like, you know, you got Max C right here. Pot of Greed over here. I think this is Graceful Charity up in the top right. I recognize the art on this one. I don't know the name. Fairy Tale Snow, Change of Heart. I think that's Chicken Game. I recognize the art for this one. Kaiser Coliseum? Really? Kaiser is banned? So I assume this is based on the TCG. Really? This card is banned? All the way in the bottom right? What is that? Ultimate Offering or something like that? That's a super old card. That was around like at the start. Engage! Sky Striker Engage? What? It's banned? Since when? Is this like a really old list? Because isn't it at 3 in the TCG or something? And then it's at 2 in Master Duel? It's definitely not banned. Maybe this is OCG? This is a bit old. That makes sense then. It's been rough closing alone again, just me until 12 a.m. Hopefully it's a quiet night then. So, does your store like do deliveries then? Like, I assume you're not counting delivery people. Like, it's only you actually in there cooking, but then you have delivery people coming in to take stuff? Or is it like in-store only? I'll watch the VOD later to see the Sebi tier list. I'll have to make sure to do it. In my mind. They do have a hand trap list on the site. You just have to look it up on the site. Gotcha. Could scan them with Neuron. So is that an app to like look stuff up easily? I know the TCG Player app actually has scanning, but in my experience, it doesn't work very well. Man. That reminded me, like in the food category. Yeah, because I was looking in the food one earlier today, and these actually do have labels, like types of drink, ultimate fruit tier list, vegetable tier list. Like these are labeled. This is what people need to do in tier lists, because then anybody can, like, definitely I would have looked at this thing and been like, what the hell is that? But now I know it's a pomelo. I've never had one, but at least I know what it's called now. Like, this is the ideal type of tier list. Everything labeled. Boom. Drinks labeled. Vegetables labeled. Like, come on. People gotta do this. I have online completely shut off, but if I see only carryouts on screen, I'll temporarily switch it on. Gotcha. And keep decks, and you need it to play at locals and tournaments. It's mandatory. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Mostly just phones tonight. Hello, Stella. Welcome to the stream. It is good. It is good. I haven't actually started doing a tier list yet. Still trying to figure out which one to start with. Enjoy the stream, everyone. Thank you, Sebi. Yeah, I hope your workday goes well. I hope it goes well. Only 3.5 hours. Stay strong. Power through. Put on the new Hollow Advent song. I've been listening to that on repeat all day. It is such a banger. The group song. I think it's called Rebellion. Oh my god, it's so good. It'd be too hard to fit the card art and text at the same time. Yeah, it definitely would. I was thinking more for like the archetype one. At least you could just put the name of the archetype on there. But yeah, Stella, it's good. We have not started a tier list yet, though. Still trying to figure out which one to start with. Also, if you are interested in making tier lists along with me, I'll post which one I'm doing, like the actual link to it, in the Discord. I opened a new channel called Tier Lists. If you want to make one, you can make it and then send it in that channel, and then I can look at them as well and just see what you guys like would rank stuff as. What do we got? FGO, every single servant. Yeah, I would love to do that if it wouldn't take me 2.5 hours. Food, Marvel and DC, Minecraft tier lists. I'm gonna take away Minecraft. I feel like there's not a lot of... I feel like food toppings would be a good place to start. That's true. All right, let's see if there's a topping one. Like fruit. These are a lot of good ones. Fruit, drinks, fast food, cereal, vegetables, candy, chips, ice cream flavors. I could do an entire stream just on these. Breakfast foods, snacks, candy, Thanksgiving food, bebidas. I think that's drinks in Spanish, right? All right, I'm gonna try searching top. Where is toppings? I mean, it looks like... Oh, best pizza toppings. Okay, that is right here. All right, best pizza toppings. There's barely anything. Corn? Who puts corn on pizza? I've never even heard of that. I like corn. What? Yeah, there's not enough options on this one. What if I search toppings? Are you allowed to send the link in chat? I think I can. Burger toppings. All right, classic and weird pizza toppings. There's not enough. Ranking the best pizza toppings. That's not really super readable. At least that's hitting a lot of them, though. What about anime intro and outro tier list? That's a good one, too. I love talking about the openings and the endings. I actually have my own personal list for that. You're allowed to send... Oh, I saw that one. Corn is a good pizza topping. So have you had corn on pizza before, Master? I don't even think I've ever even seen that as like an option on a menu. Ice cream toppings? True. Ice cream toppings is a good one too. Ice cream topping. Oh, they might not have one. They have flavors. Lots of flavors, but I don't see toppings. That's a decent amount. I have had corn on pizza. I can get it at places at my town. I don't often, but it's good. Interesting. I wonder if it's like another local thing. Where did I search toppings? I have so many tabs open that I don't know what's where now. Ice cream flavors is good. What about burger toppings? That is right here too. How are there this many burger top? There should not be more burger toppings than pizza toppings. I feel like there's way more pizza topping options. What is this website doing? All right, let's start with burger toppings, because this has a good amount. It shouldn't take too long to do. All right, let's see if I can send the link in chat. Burger toppings. Is it clickable for you guys? It looks clickable on my screen. I don't know if it works for you. I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna pin whatever one I'm currently doing. It works? Okay, cool. Very good. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the burger toppings. I'm gonna change these categories. I don't like the names. This is going to be S for top tier. This is A for very good. B, it'll be good. It's got to be capital or else my OCD will go off. C, take it or leave it. I'll put it as maybe. And D, no. No, I'm just gonna skip right to F. Nah, I'll stick it with D, I guess. No thanks. All right. These make a lot more sense to me than ooh, ah, and whatever they were before. I guess I should... I'm gonna add one more row. Just because glancing at these quickly, there are some that I've never had on a burger before. Okay, actually, I'm going to get rid of that just to not overcomplicate it. If I haven't had it, I'm just going to rank it based on where I think it would go. Let's all try to keep it the same. Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as you're not like adding extra rows, it's probably still like the colors are still going to be the same. I just don't know why people put random words in the spots instead of the standard like S, A, B, C, D, F. All right. When's the last time I had a burger? Probably about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to take a sip of my tea, and then we are starting with burger toppings. All right, I'm also going to post a link to this in Discord as well, just in case. First tier list, burger toppings. All right, now it's in the Discord as well. Speaking of which, if anybody watching is interested in joining the Discord, the invite link is in the description. Pretty chill. Lots of different categories to chat in. Good vibes. Good vibes only. Bad vibes not allowed. And if you want to make your own tier lists and post your lists in the Discord, I just made a channel for it, so you can if you want. If you don't want to, no problem at all. All right. So the first thing on the list, I think this is pineapple. That's going in the D no thanks for me. I'm not a big fan of pineapple in the first place. So I really don't like the idea of it on a burger. I feel like the taste of a pineapple just does not jive with a burger. Like, I mean, I feel the same about pizza, but I at least kind of understand pineapple on pizza. I have literally never heard of pineapple on burgers, though. So that, to me, is an easy pass. Pineapple on burgers? Nani? 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 Yeah, I agree, legit. I agree. Or Zero, I assume you're on the Legit Weebs account. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Pineapple is good, is a food I don't like, so I agree. I feel you, Master. I feel you. So we got a bunch of different types of cheese here. Does anybody know what this one with the holes in it is? I think this one right here is cheddar, and I think this one is American. Any idea what the one with the holes is? Are we doing ranking within each rank from left to right? I like doing it like that, Master, yeah. If possible, I like to rank from left to right is like, so each category is obviously like S is better than A is better than B, but within each one, like in A, I like to order from favorite to least favorite in that. So like the far left is your favorite and the far right is your least favorite. It's Swiss. Okay. I think it would be fine on a burger depending on the type of burger you're making. Oh, for the pineapple, Stella? Not a cheese expert, unfortunately. Yeah, I only know the big ones. I know a few random not, like I like Asiago cheese. I don't know if any of you have had Asiago before. I've rarely get the chance to have it. Maybe once or twice a year. But every time I do, I'm like, damn, I forgot how good this is. Usually I have it just like plain. Like just eat little pieces of it, or I put it in artichokes. I like Swiss on burgers. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever had Swiss on a burger before. I'm gonna put it in maybe for me. Just because I can't even think about what Swiss cheese tastes like off the top of my head. I pretty much always have American. Like, I know American, cheddar, mozzarella, Asiago. I must have had Swiss at some point. I hate blue cheese. I like Swiss on burgers. I'll have to try it at some point. Cheese names sound like an anime villain. Yeah, Asiago. That definitely sounds like a villain. Mozzarella. It's a me, a mozzarella. You've had Swiss cheese? Was it good? I honestly don't know if I have mass. I feel like I must have at some point, considering I'm like 26, almost 27. Like, what are the odds I've never... Whoops, where'd it go? Where'd it go? What are the odds I've never had Swiss cheese? I don't know. I have Swiss cheese in my regular sandwiches if we have sandwiches at home. It does seem like it's popular on sandwiches. Cheddar is next. Cheddar is good. I'd put that in B. Mostly, it could be A. I could very well put cheddar in A. But I'm going to try and be critical here, and I'm going to put it in B. Just because I think American is way better. But both are very good. I think you'd remember if you try it again. Probably, yeah. Mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms at all. They look gross. There's always mushrooms in my yard that I have to drive over when I'm mowing the lawn, and they smell so bad when you run over them. I hate it. You're going in D. No thanks. Behind pineapple. I would rather have pineapple than mushrooms. Ugh. The only time mushrooms are gooder is in Minecraft. Because you can make mushroom soup. And they're really easy to farm. My favorite cheese is smoked Gouda because it's so Gouda. Very punny, Stella. Very punny. It's like dad joke level. Alright, what is this? Ham? I don't think I've had ham on a burger before. I like ham quite a bit. I'm gonna put that in good, but I'm gonna put it towards the end. There are other meats that I would rather have. Like bacon. I'm like glancing at these lists. I mean, at these options, and there are some things here that I don't know what they are. I do like to make bad puns sometimes. You and Sebi, I guess. Sebi is the king of bad puns. Ham's okay, IMO. Yeah, I feel like it depends on the type of ham too. Like if it's the thin slices, that's one thing. Like, is it grilled at all? Is it just raw? Not raw, but you know, like the deli meat ham. Never had a burger or had it on a burger, but it's a good topping if I was able to order it. Hard agree on bacon. They should have labeled the options. Yeah, I think I was saying that like right before you came in, Stella. Like, I really wish that all of these tier lists labeled the options. It's pre-cooked. Right, that's true. Which is why, like, that's why I corrected. Like, it's not raw, the deli meat one. Like, it's already cooked. But it's not like, you know, like it's cold and it's fine to eat cold. You could cook it or fry it or just warm it up. Don't have to. When I was in Italy, they had a different type of ham. Like, or for them, like bacon in Italy is different than it is here. Like, it's closer to our deli ham than to bacon. I don't really know how to describe it. Hot sauce. Hot sauce is going in A. Very good. I really like hot sauce. I really like spicy food. Not so spicy that I die, but spicy enough to, like, you know, give my tongue some tingle. I don't... Taste-wise, I think hot sauce could go in S, top tier. However, I don't feel like hot sauce works on every single burger. Like, there are some toppings that will end up in S tier that I think you could always put on a burger, and it will always be good. But, like, or for the versatility. Like, certain toppings will go so much better with other toppings. Hot sauce won't go as well with some other things. So I'm putting that in A. I could put it in S, but I'm feeling A. Canada has pea meal bacon, and that's just ham, basically. Maybe that's the same thing that's kind of in Italy, then. Everywhere else, they call it stripy bacon or American bacon. Canadian bacon is just sliced ham. Oh, right. I forgot that Canadian bacon is mostly the ham. I've seen pictures of that before. I don't have a huge tolerance for spice, so I have to rank it as maybe. I don't even get it, but I always look and go maybe. I always, like, at the local pizza place that my friend and I go to a lot, I always get the buffalo burger there, which is, it's just a cheeseburger with buffalo sauce on it, pretty much. I mean, they have, like, lettuce, and you could get onions if you want. Comes with tomatoes. I always say no tomatoes. Hint, hint, that's gonna tell you what I'm gonna say about tomatoes later. But it works. American cheese. S. Top tier. You can't have a burger without, like, okay, if you're lactose intolerant, that's fine. If you're not lactose intolerant, you got no excuse to have a burger without cheese on it. Cheeseburger is so much better than hamburger, okay? And if you're getting a cheeseburger, I think it should be American cheese. Now, if you're not from America, I don't think they're gonna have American cheese. So once again, totally understandable. If you are from America and you're getting a cheeseburger, it should have American cheese. If it doesn't have American cheese, it should have cheddar. If it doesn't have cheddar, I don't know. You're a very daring person to deviate from the norm so much. Close friend of mine also loves hot sauce, but I only like it when I can taste my food, not just burn my mouth. Yes, that's how I am, Stella. Like, I don't want hot sauce just for the sake of it being hot or burning my mouth. Like, I like it for the flavor. So it needs to be a comfortable level of hot. Like, when I get wings, I like medium and I like hot, and I like variations that fall somewhere in the medium to hot range. But once you start talking like extra hot or like devil hot, like, then I'm like, okay, you're pushing it. Like, I might have one just to try it, but I couldn't eat it. Likewise, I don't want mild. That's boring. It doesn't have enough kick. It needs a little kick, but not too much. Here in Thailand, they made a full cheeseburger, only cheese, nothing else. Wow. Just cheese. That's, I almost kind of feel like I saw that on TikTok at some point. I'm blanking on the guy's name, but he always does, like, heavy cheese stuff. And I think he made a cheeseburger, quote unquote, which was just a giant stack of, like, slices of cheese that then he deep fried. And then he, like, cut it in half, and it was just super melty cheese inside, and then he ate it. I was like, okay, here's your cheeseburger. It's just a deep fried stack of cheese. I sometimes call it plastic cheese because I heard an Australian call it that one time. I can see people outside of America thinking that, or calling it that. Ketchup, obviously S tier. I mean, that goes without saying. It needs no explanation. It's ketchup. Come on. You can't have a burger without ketchup. Mustard. I also put mustard in the top tier. I know mustard is not as popular with a lot of people. It has a much stronger flavor than ketchup. Personally, I really like it. I love mustard on burgers. I like mustard with my fries. I like mustard on sandwiches, like a ham and mustard sandwich. I totally understand if you don't put mustard in the S tier, but personally, I think it provides a great contrast with the ketchup. It is a great double whammy of flavor. Now, I wouldn't necessarily want a burger without, like, if you had a burger that was mustard and cheese, I'd be like, what's going on here? Like ketchup and just cheese, fantastic. Mustard and just cheese, that's kind of... But ketchup, mustard, and cheese, peak. You know, when I think about it, mustard after hot sauce might make sense. Because ketchup can go by itself on a burger. Hot sauce could go by itself on a burger. I don't think I could put mustard by itself on a burger. I also like the taste of ketchup and hot sauce more than mustard. So now that I think about it, I think mustard is actually going to go an A behind hot sauce. I like having bacon in my burger sometimes. I love bacon in the burger, Stella. Not a fan of mustard, but I can understand the rating. That's fair. That's fair. I enjoy mustard greatly. Ketchup is sweet and mustard has a sharper taste. Yeah, mustard is a much stronger taste. Most sauces go in maybe for me except ketchup. I'm just a person who maybe might get other sauces if I'm feeling adventurous. That's fair. I'm assuming that the one after mustard, is this barbecue sauce? I wish I could see it better. I think it's barbecue sauce. I would put barbecue sauce in maybe behind cheddar. I like barbecue sauce, but I feel like it's one of those things that you don't really get on burgers. Like every once in a while, sure. Nice change of pace. It tastes good. It works well with like hamburg. But it's not like a must-have for burgers. It's like every once in a while I'll switch it up. I'm like, yeah, some barbecue sauce. Like, it's one of those things where like you're at a restaurant and you order a burger and they have like a bunch of different types of burgers and one of them has barbecue sauce on it and you're like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, I'll try it. And you have it and it's pretty good. But like that's the only time that you have it, right? Like you don't really put barbecue sauce on a burger at home or like at a pub. It's just like every once in a while the situation might call for trying a burger with barbecue sauce. It is barbecue sauce? Nice. It is probably the person who made its local barbecue sauce. True. Well, it looks like Hunt's, which is a pretty popular brand, so maybe we could do a Google image search if we're really stumped. Yeah, like these two, I have no idea what these two are. This like circle thing right here, whoops. And this like white chalk looking one. They're both going in D for me. I have no idea what they are. Not every burger needs barbecue sauce. I agree. I agree. Mayo. I don't like mayo at all. That is a D for me. However, I will put it above pineapple and mushroom because I have at least had mayo on a burger before. It was a McDonald's burger that had a very, very small amount of mayo on it. That's the only time I have ever had mayo on a burger. Could I eat it? Yes. Was I thrilled about it? No. If it's going purely on taste, I would put pineapple above mayo. However, I still feel like mayo makes more sense on a burger than pineapple. So mayo is going to be at the top of the D. Avocado is pretty refreshing in a burger or sandwich. Yeah, speaking of avocado, that's the next one, which is, I'm sure why you picked that one. Unfortunately for me, once again, I am not really a fan of avocado because of the texture. It's one of those kind of, well, I'm thinking more of like the dip, but like, I don't really like the mush stuff. I'm gonna put that in D. After mayo, again, I've never had it on a burger. I could see why that could be refreshing. I think you're onto something there, Stella. I think if you like avocado, it could go very well on a burger. Personally, just one of those foods that I'm in the minority on and not a big fan of. Another mayo hater in my midst. People gotta start liking mayo. Yeah, it's one of the more divisive sauces, I think. I put mayo in my sandwiches and burgers. I think mayo is super popular in sandwiches. That's what egg salad, I think? It's like egg and mayo, right? Actually, I feel like that came up in a stream recently. Egg salad sandwich. It's like egg and mayo and that's it. Onions. 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 S. I love onions. Like, I could straight up, I think I could eat a raw onion. I would regret it. I would get insane heartburn and hate myself for ever doing it. But I think I could. I love how onions taste. I think they work fantastically on burgers. I will say, I slightly prefer the like circular onion pieces rather than the diced onions. Chop, there you go. That answers the question. You sent it like as I was just starting to talk about it. Chopped or ringed. I prefer ringed over chopped. However, I like both of them. It's been forever. I've returned. Hello, Strawberry. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Egg salad is egg, mayo, and whatever spices you feel like you want to put in it. Nice. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have it just because of the mayo in it. But I like eggs. Onion rings. I really like onion rings. I've only had them on burgers a handful of times. However, I definitely like it. I like the crunch and I like the taste. It's a good texture and taste combo. I'm going to put onion rings in B for good. I'm also going to bump cheddar cheese up to A at the end. I'm like slightly readjusting my overall ranking. I love onion rings. You and me both, Strawberry. It's like one of the best possible sides you can get, I think, with a burger or like at a pub. You know, like fries and onion rings are the top two. I like caramelized onions better than raw. I like the caramelized ones as well. Very good. Onion rings are great in burgers. I definitely agree. I only put it in B again. I don't think it's as versatile as some of the ones that I have above it. But I have loved it when I have it in burgers. I think this next one is coleslaw. Probably. Coleslaw has mayo in it, right? I do like coleslaw though. So I guess this is an instance where mayo is okay with me. I usually prefer it as a side though. I could see it being good on a burger. I'm going to put it in maybe. I'm going to put it above this Swiss cheese. One of those things where, like, if it was on a burger, I don't think I would complain, but it's not something I would seek out. It's okay, I hated it when I was a kid, but when I grew up, it was fine. Yeah. There's a lot of foods like that, I think. Like, as a kid, you don't appreciate it, and when you get older, you're like, this is actually kind of good. It kind of slaps. I put coleslaw on my salmon burger, and it's perfect. I think one of my friends likes salmon burgers a lot. I'm not really a fish guy. Well, I'm not a fish guy at all, actually. Pretty much the only fish I eat is shrimp. Or seafood. I don't think they really count as fish. I could see coleslaw pairing well with it, though. What is the next one? I'm not sure. Does anybody know what this is? It's some type of sauce. It's orange. I don't really want to image search it on Google in case anything potentially sus pops up for whatever reason. But I have no idea what this one is. A lot of things have mayo, which just makes them like a mayo salad. Coleslaw is just carrot and something else mayo style. That would make me want to order it a lot less. Looks like gazpacho. I'm not even sure what gazpacho is. You don't like fish sticks. I don't know if I've had one within the last like 5 to 6 years. Generally, I just say I blanket don't like fish. I really don't like how it smells at all. I can't stand it. And I don't like the texture. It being kind of like slimy. I've had fish where even after it's like cooked or grilled or whatever, it still kind of has a little bit of that slimy texture. I just can't, I can't do it. Like if I went to Japan, I'd be willing to try some like seafood there, like sushi, because it's so prominent there. It's so known for it. But outside of a situation like that, probably not for me. It's some sauce, I'd guess like aioli sauce. I have no idea what that is either. I like fish and chips. Fish sticks are good. I like them. I enjoy a lot more fish than I did when I was a kid. I even like sushi now, not other seafood. I really don't like how sushi is raw. Like raw fish. If I'm gonna eat fish, I want it to be cooked. I'm gonna add another row just for IDK what it is. The garlic mayo sauce and can possibly be that color. Bacon. S. Come on. Bacon on a burger. Literally the most iconic meat combination there is. Easy S. I don't even need to explain that. It's crunchy. It tastes amazing. It pairs incredibly well with a burger. Obvious S tier. Bacon is the EA version of a pork belly. I don't even know what a pork belly is. Not all sushi has raw fish, but not everyone gets it. Oh, really? I thought that was like basically what sushi is known for. Just raw fish. I mean, I guess there are like a bajillion different kinds of sushi. So that makes sense. I'm not sure what this next one is. Is that like parsley? Like it's some type of herb or something. Is it like parsley or? I'm just gonna throw it in maybe. I feel like that's the type of thing I wouldn't bat an eye at if I saw it on a burger, but I wouldn't like ask for it. I like my bacon floppy, not crunchy. Floppy bacon is good too. I mean, as long as it's cooked. Yeah, I don't like, I prefer the crunch for the texture. Like it's just very satisfying to eat, but I'm fine with the floppy as long as it's cooked fine. I think it's cilantro. Gotcha. Pickles next. Yeah, pickles are I'm gonna put that in no thanks, but I'm gonna put it above mayo. I thought pickles were gross for a while as a kid, and then when I was probably like late elementary school, early middle school, I tried a pickle on a whim and I was like, this is pretty good. And then I was a fan of pickles for like a while. And then I just kind of suddenly stopped being into them again. Like, I always ask for no pickles if I order a burger. If there are going to be pickles on a burger, it needs to be like those little circular ones that are like cut up already. And there's just like a few put in there. I don't want the spears. It needs to be the little circle ones. I'm running an ML AI for the first time. I hope it goes well then. ML AI. That's where tech is going. I enjoy pickles in my burger. My mom really likes it too. I feel like floppy bacon has more flavor because of the bacon fat, but some people don't like the chewiness. Yeah, it probably depends how much fat there is. I have no idea what this circular thing is. If anybody knows, I'm gonna put these three all in. I don't know what it is for now. We've kind of communally realized we are not sure what the sauce is. I think a couple people have said they also don't know what these two are. If anybody knows, this like circular one and the chalk one. Relish is next. So I would take relish over pickles. I still don't particularly want it on a burger. However, if I had to choose between relish and pickles, I think I would take relish. I feel like it works okay as a sauce, even if it's not my favorite. Same even the one at the end. I think the one at the end is honey. I feel like with honey, you often like dip the... It's like a little thing. It's like a stick with some thing at the end, and then you kind of dip. It's either honey or syrup. Both honey and syrup I've seen on a stick like that. Like maple syrup, I mean. I agree it doesn't look like a honey wand. I think the honey wands tend to be like an oval shape that's just a bunch of circles. This is kind of like a mishmash of shapes. I don't know. Isn't that peanut butter? The IDK thing. It looks a little bit more watery than peanut butter. At least personally. Also, hello, Crow. Welcome to the stream. If you're interested in making the tier list along with me, I pinned which one I'm doing to the YouTube chat, and I also posted the link in Discord. I made a channel just for tier lists. So if people want to make them along with me, they can post it in that channel. I basically cook bacon enough for there to be a good amount of color on it, and of course not gonna be... Yeah. I feel like it should go without saying, but you never know. Some people are interesting. Looks like chicken. Which one, Stella? Actually, what's this? Is this steak? I feel like it's steak. Roast beef. Okay. I'm gonna put that in maybe. I feel like I don't mind roast beef, but I feel like roast beef on a burger is like, that's a bit much. Like bacon is a light meat to have on top of a burger. Roast beef is a lot. It's thicker, it's more filling. Like it's too much. Eggs, aka fetus deletus. That's one way of putting eggs. I've never had an egg on a burger. However, I have seen pictures of it and TikToks of it being made and stuff, and it looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna put it in maybe. And I'm gonna put it at the top. I'm definitely interested in trying it, but I've never had it. But I think it looks good and I think it would work well. I think, are these jalapenos? It's some type of spicy pepper. I'm gonna put that in good. And I'm gonna put it above ham, but below barbecue sauce. I like the flavor of jalapenos and like the little spicy peppers like those, like pepperoncinos I really like. Again, it's one of those things where it's like I probably wouldn't ask for it on a burger, but if it's on a burger that I'm ordering, I'm totally cool with that. Sunny side up eggs are good in burgers, just a little messy. Yeah, I love sunny side up eggs, but definitely messy. Very good next time you make burgers, check your fridge for an egg, trust me. I actually had eggs for lunch today. I made myself an egg and cheese sandwich. And it was amazing. Very proud of myself. Perfect amount of runniness on the over easy eggs. The cheese was melted perfectly. Oh, I had some salt and pepper and crushed red pepper on there. Put some hot sauce on for a little bit of kick. Messy goes to the void. They get very messy. You gotta cook the yolk, of course, unless you want the mess. That can be fun. I do prefer the runny yolk, personally. Obviously, to each their own. I think it would be good either way, but I prefer the runniness. I don't know what this is. It looks like a chili or something. I've never even heard of chili on a burger before. I feel like if eggs are already kind of messy on a burger, chili would be like horrifically messy. I like chili. I'm gonna put that in no thanks, but above relish. Because I actually like chili, I just don't feel like it works with a burger. That's way too messy. I like runny yolk, fully cooked isn't my favorite. I agree, Stella. Like, I can eat it if it's fully cooked, but I vastly prefer runny. I mean, if I'm making, like, scrambled eggs or something, of course, you cook it all the way. But, like, if it's just an over easy, like, I want it runny. Going into the list and zooming in, that thing looks more like some kind of soup. Here's a chili sauce called chili pasilla that looks like that, and it tastes good. But I don't think it's on the list. Yeah, I haven't heard of, I mean, I know normal chili, and I do like normal chili. Who puts wood chips in their burgers? Hopefully nobody. Mac and cheese is the next one. I love mac and cheese. I've said it many times on stream. I have only had mac and cheese on a burger one time. I would say it's one of the best burgers I've ever had. If you haven't had mac and cheese on a burger and you like mac and cheese, highly recommend it. I'm gonna put it in A, behind cheddar. I love the taste of it, but it's very situational. Like, if you're putting mac and cheese on a burger, you can't do much of the other stuff. You could still do buffalo sauce. You could still do, like, onions. You could still do bacon. I don't think I would do ketchup. I wouldn't do mustard. You probably don't need cheese because the mac and cheese already has cheese. But I love it, personally. It's fun popping the runny yolk. When I cook the yolk, I tend to think I failed, and I need to make another one if it's a meal that needs a runny yolk. Yeah, the runny yolk, like, I can still eat it. I'll be okay eating it without the runny, but it's just so much better with it. Mac and cheese on a burger, no. Ah, Stella, we'll have to agree to disagree. It definitely looks like mac and cheese to me, Master. Like, the mac and cheese that I had on a burger was exactly like that. Like, it was the whiter kind. And it was pretty thick. Like, this looks like it only has noodles to me. I feel like pasta salad usually has, like, different colored pasta and maybe, like, onions and stuff like that. Yeah, it is in a pot, Master. Exactly. About the white thing, I don't know. It looks like panela cheese. I have no idea what panela cheese is, honestly. I enjoy mac and cheese, but I've never had it in a burger. I think it's worth a shot if you like it. But it does make it very thick and very filling. The chili thing could also be like a sloppy joe. I really like sloppy joes. But I feel like like, I don't put the, like, Sloppy Joe stuff, it's, like, different from a burger. I wouldn't consider it a topping. Your thing is looking like a, weird-looking bell curve. Yeah, it is. It's not quite in the middle. Tomatoes. Oh, no, tomatoes? I agree, strawberry. No thanks. No thanks. Definitely would rather have relish than tomato. I've said before, I like things made out of tomatoes. I like ketchup, I like pizza sauce, I like pasta sauce. I don't like actual tomatoes. I pick them out of salads. I don't ask for them on burgers. I want nothing to do with slices of tomato. So no tomatoes at all, slices, pieces, nothing. Exactly, nothing. Nothing. Only things made out of it. I don't know if I would put it above pickles. I'm kind of torn about these two. I think I'd rather pickles than tomato, honestly. By the way, 100 pie subs. 100 pie. What would 100 pi be? 100 times pi? So 314, 314. If it's 314, that would be awesome because I had 313 when I checked earlier, so that would be one higher than it was. And growth is good. I like tomatoes in burgers. The last thing looks like a chicken drumstick to me. I think the end is a little too thin. I ask for them off my burger, but if I get one on the burger by accident, I'm all good to eat them. Just prefer them not to be there. Gotcha. Well, at least we agree on preferring it not to be there. I'll go edit the new cover. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, nice to see you as well, Crow. Good luck with editing the cover. Can we do Vocaloid characters after this? I could potentially do it. I don't really know characters, though. Like, I know Miku. I think I know Rin and Len, the, like, yellow hair twins. Or blonde hair twins. I don't really know anybody else, so I wouldn't really have anything to say. It would just be ranking them based on their looks, essentially. What's the topic we are tier listing? We are tier listing burger toppings, Cammy. Yes, burger toppings. If you want to do it, the link to this tier list is pinned in the YouTube chat, and I also posted it in Discord in the new tier list channel. Nice abstract art, Bed, in the Discord. Where would you put tacos? I really like tacos. I'd probably put it somewhere between B and A. I haven't had, like, authentic tacos, so to speak. Like, it's mostly been... Like, I've been to Hispanic restaurants and had tacos there, and I like them. But it's still, like, I assume a somewhat Americanized take, even if it is a Hispanic restaurant in America. Like, I don't know how accurate they are to, like, authentic ones. But I do like them a lot. I like quesadillas more than tacos, though. Personally. Lettuce. S. Above onion. Above bacon. People might think lettuce is boring, but here's the thing. Lettuce adds color to the burger. It makes it look better. Lettuce adds crunch to the burger. I like having some crunch. Lettuce, crispy lettuce, and bacon, and onions. All three of those add crunch. I very much like having some crunch. Also, it's slightly healthy. It's like the one healthy thing that you could put in a burger. So that's nice too. Makes you feel a little better about yourself. Quesadillas are yummy. I completely agree, Stella. I completely agree. Last but not least, I'm going to put that in I don't know what it is. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's honey. I don't know if it's maple syrup. I don't know if it's something else. So I'm just going to err on the side of caution and say, I don't know. All right, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Oh, it just dimmed my whole screen while I'm taking the screenshot. Okay. I'm going to save that. I'm going to send it in the Discord. And then we can do another one. Burger, topping, tier list. It's already over an hour after we started. We need to go faster with these if we want to get a good amount in. Oh my goodness. Well, it's fine if we only do a few. You gotta explain your reasonings too. You can't just willy-nilly throw things around. Burger toppings. All right, that was a good one to start with. Food is always easy because I think everybody who's watching eats food, right? We're all gonna have opinions on food and what we most like and dislike. All right. Let's take time, Leo. Sending mine now. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. I hope we can do Vocaloid next. I'll look at it, but I feel like I need to at least know something. All current Vocaloids. Let's see. If I'm looking through this list, I recognize maybe 4. So that one probably, I mean, if you want to do a Vocaloid one, Strawberry, you are more than welcome. But unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about them. I just got here. I like how cheese is top. Hello, Josh. Welcome to the stream. Yes, cheese is indeed top. Let me see. I can pull that up. I did have it saved. I want to open an image. Let's check my saved ones. All right. So I had just taken it off the screen, but this was my burger topping tier list. We can make it nice and big to make it easier. Of course, cheese is number 1 because cheeseburger is just so much better than plain burger. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And now we have to decide what tier list to do next. I have so many categories open. I'm going to go through them again real quick. If anybody... I mean, we could definitely do another food one. We could do fruit, vegetables, fast food, cereal, types of drinks, candy, snacks. We could go into the anime section, anime and manga section. 900 plus waifu tier list. 300 plus anime. That would be too long. Like, let's do characters from a specific show. I like how they use the derpy eye picture for this one. Azure Lane, I could definitely talk about that. Card games, I'm going to take away. Cartoons, I feel like I don't really watch a whole lot of cartoons. Character tier list, I mean, you know, maybe something. Female cartoon hotties tier list, what the heck? Danganronpa, I can definitely talk about. Emojis, good tier list emojis. I'm going to take away the fast food one because we already have a separate food one. We have FGO. I was saying I would love to do all of the FGO servants, but that would take a while. Well, all right. If I did all of the servants, it would take a while. If I did how down bad am I for FGO servants, you know, since I only swing one way, that cuts out half the servants, and then I wouldn't talk a whole... I wouldn't really elaborate. I would just kind of... It is what it is. Plenty of food options. There's Marvel and DC, which I don't know a whole lot of them, but I know some. Memes. Oh, ship tropes and dynamics. That could be fun. Kind of curious about what's in here. What's in this one? There's a lot of ship tropes. Jeez. It reminds me, when will you play Pizza Tower? I still actually don't have it. One of my friends got it recently and they said it was pretty good though. Cheese is the best burger topping to complement and give a comfortable blanket. I agree, master. Cheese tier list? I think I only know like 4 or 5 cheeses. Chip flavors or ice cream flavors I think would be good. Those would be good, yep. Danganronpa. Has anybody in the chat played it other than me? I assume you have strawberry. Anyone else? Letter of the alphabet? That would be an interesting one. Oh yeah, that is right there. What is in the meme one? Wow. There are... I just got hit with such a freaking nostalgia blast at all of these. Oh my god. Disney character tier list if you're looking for characters. Oh yeah, that could work. I haven't seen much Disney that's been released like after 2010, but before that I have. Ultimately, it's up to you. Chat isn't king. Also true. We got music. I'm not gonna know most of these. Got like they have a metal one. Oh, they actually do have metalcore one. It's just the logos, man. I barely know by logos. You gotta do the names. Alright, see, then they do the names. Like, I could do metalcore bands for sure. But I don't think many people here are gonna listen to metalcore. And have a lot to say about it other than me. I wouldn't say Avenged Sevenfold is metalcore. I guess their like first 2 albums were. We butter the bread with butter. Oh yeah, classic. Wage War, very good. Bullet for My Valentine's, good. A Day to Remember, that's one of my favorite bands of all time. Nintendo, I mean, can definitely do Nintendo. Persona, I don't know how many people have played Persona, but you gotta do a Persona one. PlayStation ones, I'm a PlayStation guy. Pokemon tier list, I mean, okay. Alright. Pokemon starters tier list. I feel like we gotta do a Pokemon starter tier list. I don't know how many people here have played Pokemon. If you haven't, you could just do it based on cuteness, I guess. That works too. Alright, let's do Pokemon starters. We can do it relatively quickly if people aren't super familiar with them. Let me send the message here. Unpin. Pokemon starters. Send it in the Discord as well, so it's there if people want it. Oh, I see your burger one here, Master. Swiss and pickles in the S tier, really. Now I feel bad for putting them in my C and D tier. At least we agree with like ketchup, cheddar, bacon, American, lettuce, onions. We both have those pretty high. For people who were not in here when I mentioned it earlier, I did make a new Discord channel called Tier Lists. If you would like to make your own tier list with me while we're doing it on the stream, and then you can send your tier list in the channel so that everybody can see what you think, feel free. All right, so we got the Pokemon starters. I literally know nothing about Metal or Deathcore, but I'd love to hear you talk about it. Oh, I could talk a lot. I could talk a lot. And I'd have so many of them where I can say, oh, I've seen them live. Oh, I've seen this one live. Oh, I've seen that one live. Oh, I forgot to pin this message. Nice job. Nice job, Leo. I've played enough of them. There we go. I'm already sensing a battle. I mean, it's Pokemon. A Pokemon battle is very fitting, right? All right, let me open my screen again. Remember Kid vs. Cat, Pucha, Yin Yang Yo. I can't say I know any of those, Strawberry. YouTube chat just died for me. Is it back now, Ved? Usually refreshing works, at least for me, in those types of things. All right, let's get started with this Pokemon one. You're probably gonna notice a trend on my part as we do this. I have a very clear bias towards certain types. So don't hate me. It's all in good fun. Bulbasaur, S. Getting a little tired. I'm gonna head out for the night. Sounds good, Strawberry. Thanks for stopping in. Nice to see you again, and I hope you have a good night. Yes, Bulbasaur is S. The very first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Fire Red, the remake of the originals on the Game Boy Advance. I was like 6 or 7 years old. Maybe I was 7 or 8. I don't know. I was a kid. I picked Bulbasaur. He was my very first Pokemon ever. Back in like 2003. Or whenever that game came out. Actually, let's look it up. Pokemon Fire Red release date. January 2004. Okay. So I would have been like, yeah, 7 or 8. Whoops. Where'd it go? There it goes. So I was like 7 or 8. I picked Bulbasaur, not knowing anything about Pokemon. I thought it was cute. And it is my favorite Pokemon, even now, like 18, 19 years later. I love Bulbasaur. He's super cute. I really like Venusaur, which it evolves into. I have a bunch of Bulbasaur plushies in my room. I freaking love Bulbasaur, man. Charmander is next. Now, here is where people might want to beat me up. Not a big fan. I think Charizard, I mean, I'm kind of looking at them as like the whole line, like not just the starter, like it's the whole line. I'm not a big Charizard fan. Charizard is my least favorite of the original 3. I think it's overrated. I don't know why everybody loves Charizard so much. Like, yeah, it's cool, but like, it's not like the best thing since sliced bread. You know? It's cute. I mean, Charmander is cute. Charizard is very good competitively, I think. But like, you know, like as a Pokemon TCG fan, it gets a little tiring how oversaturated the Charizard cards are. Like, there's so many of them. Are we factoring in evolution line here? I am, Master, yeah. Because I think how I feel about the evolution kind of skews my perception of the starter as well. I'm leaning it more towards the starter itself, but the final line or the final evolution will play a small factor in how I feel about it. I'm gonna put Charmander in C. It's fine, but I think it's overrated. It's not bad. I don't dislike it. I just think it's overrated. Squirtle. I like Squirtle a lot. Blastoise is cool. Squirtle is very cute. He's not as good as Bulbasaur, but he's cute. He's cute. I would put Squirtle in... I'm going to put Scorbunny over here just because it's out of order for some reason. I'm going to put Squirtle in B. I like Squirtle quite a bit. I like Blastoise quite a bit, but I don't think he's like A tier. Like, he's good, but he's not amazing. You know? Hard disagree on Squirtle? Oh boy. Squirtle is S tier for you, Master? Open up a pack of fruit snacks here. I would have never noticed they're out of order. That was the only one that was. Everything else is fine. Chikorita. I never played Gen 2. I think Chikorita is cute. I think Meganium is cute. It's the least cool out of the 3 Gen 2 ones, but I think it's the cutest. So, I'm gonna put Chikorita. I'm gonna put it in C. I feel like C is fine for Chikorita. I don't dislike it. I think it's cute, but it's not as interesting compared to like the other Gen 2 ones. I think it gets disrespected though. Like it's not F tier. A lot of people seem to hate Chikorita. At this point, we need a Leo fruit snacks emoji when membership comes around. I do like my fruit snacks. Like it's quick, it's easy. It doesn't make a lot of noise when you're eating it compared to chips, which are crunchier. Like I was editing a short recently and I could hear myself kind of quietly crunching on the chips in the background. I was like, what? Man. Like it's not loud, it's not obnoxious, but you can kind of hear it. I did play Gen 2 and Cyndaquil is my only fire Pokemon above C. Like for all of the gens or just through Gen 1 and 2? Speaking of Cyndaquil, I'm also going to put Cyndaquil in C. I'm going to say it's above Chikorita, but it's not as good as Charmander. I think Charizard is cooler than Typhlosion. But it's not super memorable. Now, Totodile, on the other hand, for Alligator, badass. That's B. I think I'd put it above Squirtle. I think for Alligator is cooler than Blastoise. I think the fact that it's like an alligator crocodile looking thing, well, I guess alligator based on the name. I think alligators are really cool compared to like turtles. I think for Alligator has a more interesting design than Squirtle. I think Squirtle is cuter than Totodile. But I'm gonna put Totodile above Squirtle purely because when you consider the whole evolution line, I think Totodile is better. Now, my ranking of these would definitely change if I'm only going based on like cuteness of the Pokemon or something. Like, it would definitely change. I'm kind of ranking them overall. Like, cuteness, coolness, personal bias. But, like, if I was only doing it on, like, cuteness, like, Chikorita would be up here. Like, Squirtle would be up here. Totodile would fall. He's not super cute. Like, he's more cool. For all the Pokemon on the list. So you're not really into the fire ones, huh? I guess it's not much of a spoiler alert, but I am also not super into the fire ones. You'll see as I do this list, fire is going to pretty consistently be my least favorite. I think they have the least interesting designs pretty much all the time. Like, actually starting from Gen 3, starting with Torchic all the way to Scorbunny in Gen 8, they have like the exact same progression. They all start off as like this cute starter thing, and then they turn into a bipedal humanoid furry thing. Like, why? Why does the fire one always have to turn into a bipedal furry? Why can't it be like an animal? Like the grass and the water ones? That's more interesting. why do they have to be furry? I don't have, you know, if you like it, that's fine. But personally, I think it's a little repetitive that the fire ones always kind of follow the same progression. Fuecoco in Gen 9 deviated from it, which is cool. He's the least furry out of all of the Gen 9 ones. So that was nice. They finally stopped doing that. Trico. So Gen 3 is probably the only gen, actually maybe one of 2 gens, where grass is my least favorite. I'm gonna put Trico in C. I'm probably gonna put it I would say it's above Chikorita because I think Sceptile is kind of cool. I just don't like Trico much. I like Sceptile, but I don't really like Trico. I think that's a fair spot. Hello, Subeiro. Welcome to the stream. Edible tier list? Oh, man. If you're talking the... I don't know. I don't think I would have anything to say about them. I know nothing. Torchic. I think Torchic is really cute. I don't really like Blaziken. It's kind of like the opposite that I feel about Trico. I'm going to put Torchic above Trico just because I think Torchic is a lot cuter. I mean, if it was based on cuteness, Torchic is like S tier. But when I can, like, Blaziken's another one I think is kind of overrated. I don't know. Water, grass, fire. I would say grass, water, fire, but grass and water are pretty close to me. Mudkip. S. I love Mudkip. Mudkip itself, very cute. Swampert, badass final Pokemon. Swampert was actually the first Pokemon that I ever got to level 100 in any of my games. It was probably Pokemon Sapphire, so again, I was probably like 8 years old or something. I grinded that guy all the way up to level 100. Love him. Gen 4. Turtwig. A. Turtwig is cute. I like his little leaf hat head thing. I don't think he's as cute as like Bulbasaur, Swampert, so I can't quite put him in S tier. However, Torterra, such a sick final Pokemon. Like, he's literally like... What is the word for it? It's like there's like a whole ecosystem on his back, like with the big tree growing out of it or whatever. Like, it just looks so cool. It's like Torterra is like the Titans from Xenoblade Chronicles. You can't let the cuteness sway your opinions. The evolution is not so cute. But I do think the starter gets preference because it is a starter tier list. What was his nickname? I actually never nickname my Pokemon, ever. I always keep it the same name. What was yours nicknamed if you used it, Master? Yeah, I never nickname my Pokemon. I like just keeping it how it is. Can't talk much in work right now, so gonna lurk and hear the TED Talk. No problem, Subeiro. Appreciate you tuning in, even if you can't chat too much. Ecosystem is a bit extreme. The movie took it a bit far. Yeah, it was, I was being a little dramatic. Like, the Titans in Xenoblade do have, like, they have whole towns and cities living on their backs, but, either way, like, Torterra visually kind of reminds me of that. Chimchar. Once again, the fire is my least favorite. in Gen 4. Chimchar, I think, is not particularly cute. I'm sorry, Chimchar. I'm sorry, Chimchar fans. Infernape, I don't think is all that cool. I would put it below Blaziken. I'd probably put it below Trico. I don't know if I would put it below Chikorita. I think it's probably okay where it is. Yeah, not really a Chimchar fan. However, Piplup, A. Piplup, super, super cute. I love penguins. I think they're very cute. Piplup is a penguin, go figure. So I think he's cute. I think Empoleon is a really cool final evolution. Not as cool as like Torterra, hence why Piplup is below Turtwig. But I do quite like Piplup. And Piplup is the partner Pokemon of Dawn. And Dawn is my favorite trainer from Gen 4. And just like one of my favorite trainers in general. Like she was like one of my childhood crushes. So super stoked that she came back as the main character in Pokemon Arceus. Or Arceus, however you say it. Chikorita is the most forgettable starter. It is relatively forgettable. It is not my least favorite one, though. I will have something below it. You'll see. There's at least one, if not... There's actually a handful that might be below it. I'm back. I took a call. No problem, Stella. Welcome back. We're doing Pokemon starters right now. I do love me some fire type. Oh boy. Master and I were talking a little bit earlier about how fire is our least favorite. So I apologize in advance if the fire ones tend to be a little lower on my list. Oh, you already posted your whole list. Wow. I see here, I'm looking at your list right now, Stella. You have the fire, all of the fire ones in S, except for Fuecoco. You really don't like Fuecoco, huh? All the way down in D tier. Then you have a lot of water ones in A, a lot of grass ones in B, then kind of a mix of stuff in C and D. Interesting. Snivy. Snivy's okay. I like the final evolution. I like Serperior. I think that looks pretty cool, like the giant snake Pokemon. But starting Snivy, like, he looks smug. I don't know how I feel about him looking so smug. Like, I look at him and I feel like the way he's looking at me is like he thinks he's better than me. And I don't know, man. You're just like a little level 5 Pokemon. Are you really better than me? Like, you're kind of rubbing me the wrong way. The way you're freaking half-closed eye, you're like, this guy, come on. What a weak trainer. Like, shut up, Snivy. Talk to me when you're superior. I would put Snivy in C, I think. I would put it after Charmander. I like Charmander more than Snivy. I also think I like Charizard more than Superior, but it's close. Pignite. I think Pignite itself is cute. Cute little chubby pig. I like little chubby animals. As long as they're not like unhealthily overweight, because then I feel like that's kind of cruel to the animal. But like cute little chubby ones are good. However, I'm not a huge fan of the final evolution. What is it, like Emboar or something like that? There's a Pokemon card that I like with it. But like aside from that one card, not a huge fan. Like he's super big. Like he's not like, I don't know. He kind of loses the cuteness and then he doesn't get the coolness. So I'm going to put it in C. Pretty much just threw stuff in that felt right. That's the best way to do it though. Like don't overthink it. Like just go with your gut. I have a lot of stuff in C. Oh my god. I'm being a little harsh. Oshawott. I think Oshawott is cute. And I think Samurott is a pretty badass final evolution. Like a samurai otter. Hello. Dope. I think if I had to rank Oshawott, he's not as good as Squirtle. I feel like he doesn't have the iconic look that like Charmander Charizard does. I think I would put it above Snivy, but it's really, really close between these two. What is this? Chespin? So he's the Gen 6 grass Pokemon. I honestly can't even remember the name of the final evolution. Is it Chestnut? That's kind of cool, like Dreadnought, but Chestnut. But the final evolution in my head is kind of fuzzy. Chestnut. Chestnut. I'm not sure how I feel about the face. I'm gonna put Chestnut, Chespin. He's gonna go and see. I'm gonna put him here. These are like the ones I just don't feel very strongly about, like in the back half of C. Fennekin. Okay. Fennekin is better. I think, is it Braixen is the final? No, Braixen's not the final evolution. Braixen is the middle one, right? Fennekin, Braixen. Okay, so evolves into Delphox. So I like Fennekin. I think Fennekin is really cute. Like a little fox one. Braixen, I think, is pretty decent. Delphox, I feel like the bottom is too floofy. Like, it needs to be less floofy. However, I do really like how it's like a mage or a wizard. I think that's a cool idea for a Pokemon. So, where did my thing go? There it is. My goodness. Okay, so I'm going to put Fennekin. Probably here. I think the final evolution is a little bit lacking. I think the idea of the final evolution is very cool, but I think the execution of the final evolution is not quite as good as I would have wanted. If it was better, it could have been like B tier. If it was just Fennekin I was rating and not including the whole line, it would probably be like upper B. But considering the whole line, probably about here. Leo again breaking the curve. We know what. Yeah. This is a little skewed in terms of C. Oh my goodness. Surprised no D or F or whatever we're equating that to. I think there's only one Pokemon in this whole list that I would probably put there. Actually, maybe two. They just haven't come up yet. Brokey. Boom. Finally, it's been a while. Been a while since we've had an A tier. I think Froakie as a starter by himself is okay. But the final evolution, Greninja, sick. I love that. The Ninja Frog. That's such a cool final design idea. I'm not a huge fan that Greninja's like the scarf that it's wrapped around its head. I think that's actually its tongue, which is kind of weird. Like not a huge fan of that. Like it looks cool when you look at it, but then when you're like, wow, that's actually its tongue that's wrapped around its head like that. But Frogadier, like what? Frogadier's whatever. But like Brokey, he's all right. But Greninja, badass. So I'd put him in A. Like, I like the overall lines of these four more than him, but he's good. I can read your mind. Greninja's super cool. Ninja Pog. I like the frog emoji. His radiant effect is super powerful in the TCG. Yeah, I can't speak on the TCG rankings for them. Just the games and my personal bias. But that's good to know. That's interesting to know. Rowlet. All right. We're cooking now. We are cooking now. Boom. S tier. Rowlet. Look at that little ball of fluff, okay? Rowlet, show me him. Show me. I love Rowlet. I need a plushie of Rowlet. Look at that. Look at that. Look at him. Look at him. Bow down to your new overlord, Rowlet. Do those eyes look like they will give you mercy if you don't submit to Rowlet? He's staring into your soul and he's saying, make the right decision right now, because if you don't, it's the last decision you're ever gonna make. I love Rowlet, dude. He's so cute. And not only is Rowlet cute, Dartrix, I don't like your hair, but Decidueye, badass. Again. The Archer Owl, that's so cool. That is so cool. I love Rowlet, man. And Decidueye is badass. S tier. His effect is to discard 1 energy card and draw 2 once per turn. You can only have 1 radiant per deck. That's how good. Oh, damn. Yeah, if they're limiting him, then that would show that he is strong. Cute little guy. Cute guy to Dark Brooding Alpha. Both can be liked. Agreed. Agreed. Alright. Litten. So, not really a fan. This is one of 2 times with the fire starters in particular, where I got really... I don't want to say really. I got frustrated with the design choices. Like, Litten is okay. Litten is cute, okay? I don't like the final evolution. I can't even think of its name, but it's like a luchador cat. Like, okay, that's a fine idea, but like it's too furry for me, man. It's too much. I don't really care for wrestling. I don't like how they always do the bipedal, like, or bipedal, whatever. For the fire starters, like, it's just like a bunch of things that I don't really care for combined. So Litten, I'm really sorry, but I gotta... You know what? No. He's not quite there. There's still ones that I like less. I need to save them for D. I could probably split this into like C+ and C-. Like, there's a pretty clear line between Fennekin and Chespin for me. Like, these guys would all be C, and then like Chespin to Litten would be like D. But then there's like an F. But since we only have C, I kind of gotta do this. Or I could move some of these guys up to B to like, I don't know. We'll see. One of any Radiant, not just him. Oh, okay. I mean, the cat Pokemon is cool, but fire equals... Yeah. Just very biased against fire, huh? Okay. So, I think this is Poplio, right? I can't think of the final evolution, but I remember being pretty meh on it. Like, I remember thinking it was, like, okay. Like, I was excited to see what the final evolution would be, and then I remember being kind of let down. I think you could afford to move some to B. Remember, you rank within the rank. Yeah. Like, I think... Whoops. I think I could do... I think that's fair. I think this would be a good... Like, I said there was a clear cutoff here, but I think there's also a pretty clear cutoff here. Fire starters are usually pretty disadvantaged on average on gym matchups. That's true too. Yeah, I think early game, grass and water tend to do better. I think fire tends to be pretty decent competitive, though. I don't know. I don't know anything about competitive. I kind of pulled that out of my ass. Pop Leo, I would put in C. It's like the... Okay, actually, so I really like the water Pokemon through Gen 6. They're pretty solid. Starting with Gen 7 and on, not a fan. So, oh, Primarina. I think that's the final evolution. I think I would do that. They kind of missed with the Gen 7. Like, Poplio and Litten, I was not a fan of, but Rowlet was a massive hit. Grookey. I liked Grookey. I'm blanking on the final evolution's name. Rillaboom. I liked Rillaboom and I liked Grookey. I would put them in B. Probably like here. I don't think it's as good as some of these old school water Pokemons, but I think it's... Rillaboom is better to me than Charmander Charizard, which is a little overrated. Yeah, I think Grookey's in a good spot here. Charizard still see play in the TCG and the game's competitive, although not as often. Fire is huge if played right in the TCG, more with Arcanine. Oh yeah, I think the Arcanine EX from the new set was good, right? Although Chenpao EX is supposed to be really good too, I think. Like, that's so playable that even the standard EX is like $6 or $7 instead of the usual 50 cents to $1 that EX cards are, which is like a huge increase. I'm gonna be honest. I'm blanking on this guy's name. The water one from Gen 8. I know that the final evolution is Inteleon. Sobble. Okay. This is another example where I really liked the starter. I really liked the design of Sobble. I don't like Inteleon. I don't like Edgelord Drizzile with that hair. And I don't really like Inteleon. I think it's kind of cool how it's like a James Bond thing. But the design, like, just doesn't really do it for me. Like, I can't get into it. So, for me, if it was purely on the starter design, it would be in B. But when you factor in Inteleon, which I really don't care for, like, here? Arcanine EX and Arcanine EX Terra or whatever. Chenpao EX works well with another Pokemon, but lets you attach energies for free as many times per turn as you want. Oh, that's good. I love Inteleon's name and design, but the Pokemon is meh. Yeah, I think the name is cool. I think the name is cool and the design... I mean, the idea is cool, but the design just doesn't really do it for me. Now, Score Bunny. Hello, the first time I'm going to have a Pokemon in D tier. Score Bunny itself is kind of cute. Once again, it goes from being a cute starter to a bipedal, furry looking final evolution that is probably the least interesting final evolution design out of all of the starter Pokemon, in my opinion. I do not care for Score Bunny. Cinderace, like, what even are you? Like a soccer player rabbit? Like, I'm sorry. I apologize if you are a Score Bunny or Cinderace fan, but not for me, man. Not for me. The way you said that, I thought you were gonna make a Lopunny comparison. Lopunny's fine. I don't feel strongly about Lopunny. But I do know that Lopunny is popular in certain ways that are not for me, but you know, people can do what they want. I don't judge. There go my fruit snacks. All right. You just read through those typos like a champ. Huh? I feel like my mind is pretty decent about autocorrecting stuff. All right. So this is Quaxley. Don't like it. Better than Score Bunny, but don't like it. Once again, I am sorry if you like Quaxley or Quaxwell or Quaquavel. Quaxley's design, okay? I like the design for Quaxley. I think Quaxley is cute. Quaxwell, don't like it. This looks like the type of guy who would like make fun of you in middle school because you weren't rich. Like, this guy is the jerk of middle school. And then, what is this? Shakira the Pokemon? I mean, like, what the hell? What is this fucking... Why he got such a dumpy? No. No. Stay away from me, Quavel. In the game, it really annoys me how it's always just like shaking its butt while it's there. Like, anytime you throw it out on the field to fight, it's always like shaking its butt. I don't like it. It rubs me the wrong way. I don't like the design. I thought it was kind of funny at first, but over time it just gradually started to annoy me more. The only saving grace is that I like Quaxley's design as a starter. Everything else about that whole line I don't like at all. They didn't choose the bipedal life, evolution did. That's true, they didn't. I can't really fault them for what evolution made them do. But I can still not be a fan. However, Sprigatito, adorable. Adorable. I would put Sprigatito in A. Yeah, I think I would put it in A, like here. I think Sprigatito is wicked cute. I think just the name Sprigatito is cute. Look how happy he is, a little happy cap. Come on, come on. Florigato, I think, is like whatever. But I like how gato is in the name, because cat in Spanish. And the region that the generation is based on is, I think, Spain or something. So that's kind of like a cool nod. And then I really like the design for Meowscarada, how it's like a magician. Like, you could be like, wow, this is a bipedal one, and you said you don't like the bipedal. There are exceptions to every rule, okay? This is one of the exceptions. I really like the design here, how it's like a magician. This is the starter that I picked in my playthrough of Scarlet Violet. But I think Sprigatito is adorable. And it has a really good illustration card in the Paldea Evolve set that just came out. Last, but certainly not least, Fuecoco. I like Fuecoco. I think it's one of the better fire starters. I can just go here quickly and look at it. I think Fuecoco is cute. Little dino boy. Crocalor. He's alright. He's kind of a clown. Like, this is the class clown in middles. Like, Quaxley is the guy who, like, makes fun of you for not having money and, like, looks down at you. And then Crocalor is just, like, the class clown that everybody likes. Skeledirge, I think, is cool. It breaks the pattern, finally, of the freaking bipedal humanoid fire starters that has been going on for, like, 5 generations in a row, or 4 generations in a row. It's a big alligator. I could go without him having the clown hair. Like this looks like a clown. Like, you know, like, this guy has the it clown hair. Like, this dude is straight up it. You know? Like, maybe that was the point because I said that he's kind of the class clown in the previous one. So, you know, if he is turning into a clown, but like, you know, like the bald head and then the hair on the sides, like that feels like too much of a nod to not be the it clown. You know? And this guy's a creep. But I think this at least is nice. Like, it's not... its eyes are actually a little out of sync. But I don't mind this one. Like, I think it's decent. So I would put it, I think, in C, probably like here. Do you just not like human-like Pokemon like Jinx and Mr. Mime? I don't like either of those Pokemon. Mr. Mime is kind of tolerable. I don't like Jinx. Generally, I definitely prefer the more like animal-based ones. I'm not as big of a fan of the ones that are based on just like everyday objects or humanoid ones. I prefer the animal ones. There are exceptions, of course. Like Gardevoir and Gallade, I like the two of them, and they're more humanoid ones. But for the most part, Think about it, they did say Pokemon evolution close to human. The question is, did they evolve to make it easier to assimilate into human society, or did our human desire force them to evolve like that? That's a good question. Could get really deep into the Pokemon lore there. That Pokemon will not protect me ever. I can see it, or I cannot see it being good to me. I mean, if he's a clown or a little lazy, like, I don't know. I really like the art card for him in the TCG, though. Not even the last evolution could protect me. It's just a balding old man. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I need to take a screenshot of this. I was a little harsh, but, you know. Alright. Pokemon starter tier list. Upload. Pokemon. Alright, I see yours here, Master. Lot of water ones. Alright, so we're on the same page for, let's see, we both like Piplup, Mudkip, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Totodile, Turtwig, Sprigatito, Rowlet. We have a good amount shared in the S and the A's. I think really the only big differences are that you have Popplio and Sobble higher up than me. Like, notably higher up. But everything else, otherwise, is pretty close. Aside from that, you really don't like Torchic. That one's kind of different, too. And you have Litten higher than me. Otherwise, it's not that drastically different. You can also save from the site if that's easier. True, Ken, yeah. The Ultimate Evolution Stone. The 34 Stone. No! Not the Rule 34 Stone! No! It's very powerful. So these are Pokemon cards. I need to open my bag of chips. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just really don't like the Torchic evolution line. That's totally fair. Yeah, this is one that's like, I would love to rank all of the arts here, but I feel like that would take a while. Video game tier list. What do we have in here? Bandori girls. I like Bandori. FGO. Video game franchises. Wow, there's a lot. Yeah, this is this one could be fun, but a lot of them it's like I've played some games from some of them I've played every game, some of them I've played none. Yeah, this would be a fun one. It would just, yeah, this one would take a while. I'm happy we both agree that Quaxley, I said agree that Quaxley sucks. Yeah, not a fan of that one. I actually do. Excuse me, I do have all of the art saved for this one. Just not on this computer, unfortunately. Waifu tier list? The biggest waifu list. Oh my goodness. It's like it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So Leo's first 1 month marathon stream. Is that waifu tier list? Yeah, an entire month-long stream. Just to rank all of those hundreds and hundreds of waifus. Is there just like a general list of Nintendo games or something? These are like specific. It's like, oh, all Mario games, all Pokemon games, all... Like, how about just like Nintendo games? But like, this is only Switch. Like, what about all the other consoles? If you charge pay-per-view for that, I'd be willing to pay a reasonable amount for it. I mean, for a month-long marathon stream, I would definitely need to have some income there. Oh boy. Oh yeah, okay, maybe I got my wish, huh? Nintendo games. Oh, yeah, only 3,000 games. Maybe not. Maybe not Nintendo games. That's another whole stream by itself. Waifu tier list based on their hair color. Hey, if they have red, orange, blonde, light brown, or black hair with red eyes, they're gonna be high on the list. Every game, Monkey Pod you, yeah. That was like every Nintendo game in their history. Mario games would be better. What franchise have you played the most? Pokemon. For sure. But there's only a few of them. Like the Mario games, The only Super Mario game I've ever beaten was Mario Odyssey. I played some of Galaxy, I played some 64, I played some Sunshine, I played some of New Super Mario Bros., but I've never finished any of them. Like, Pokemon games would be good, but like, I played, let's see. Gen 1, 3, 4, 8. So I only finished 5 gens. And then I played the spin-off. I played the remakes of Gen 1 and Gen 3. And then I played Legends Arceus. So there's only 8 Pokemon games I've actually played then. Which is not a whole lot. Oh my god. And we just did a Pokemon one, so maybe... switch it to something else. How many emoji are there? Nah, that's only a few. Wait, did I close the waifu page? What was I doing? I needed to finish seeing what else was in there. Top 100, 250 waifus, and then they have Astolfo in there. Where do they even get these from? Like, what is this based on? Over 1,500 labeled choices. Oh my god. Husbando tier list? Oh my god, why are there so many? Tumblr sexy men. Oh man. I don't even know who 90% of these people are. What is that, Beetlejuice, maybe? The guy from Detroit. What is that, Markiplier? Herobrine? Sans, Reagan, Rick, Nagito. What was that, GLaDOS? No, what is that picture? No, no. You're gonna get me freaking bonked here. I think I played Gen 1 to 6 and then whatever Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield was 8. So all you missed then is 7 and 9. That's more accomplished than me. After finishing, will you be doing making a tier list of my tier lists? I would need a number of those. What do you mean there's that many types of soda? I'm surprised how many of those Tumblr sexy men you recognized. Oh boy. Vegetables. Fruit. There's also like, what's it called? There's also this website. It's not tier lists, but it's still pretty cool. There's just a bunch of different tests you can take that tell you about like your personality and stuff. The rice purity test, classic. Yeah. There was a lot of more sus things on there than I expected. I would have to pick and choose some of those ahead of time rather than scrolling through. If you want to check out the tests, the website is idrlabs.com, I think. Like IDR, just the 3 letters, labs.com or lab.com. Political Compass is a fun test as long as you don't take it too seriously. I haven't taken it in a long time. I've been meaning to take it again just because I forget where exactly I was on it. But I don't think it's one I would take on stream just because I hate talking about politics. Like, I wouldn't want to have, like, it doesn't matter who it is in my life. Like, my best friends, my family, whoever. Like, I don't like talking about politics, ever. I mean, I like taking the tests and seeing where I land on it. I just don't like talking about them. But they are fun tests, for sure. You could also blank out the screen to choose. Also true. Can you do sandwich? Is there a sandwich one on this page? Oh, encyclopedia of sandwiches. Small text. Bacon, egg, and cheese, grilled cheese, pulled pork. Mommy BLT. Alright, I'm gonna count how many of these I've eaten. I've only eaten 9 out of 40 of these. Which is probably a pretty pathetic number, but I'm honestly not a fan of sandwiches. Like, there are certain ones I like. I like bacon, egg, and cheese. I like grilled cheese. I like pulled pork. I like Philly cheesesteak. I like fried chicken. Sandwich, like... But it's pretty much never what I go for. It's like my last resort. No, soup is my last resort. Sandwiches are my second to last resort. I've seen the original photo it's from. It's like an old dinner menu. It did look very dated. Pick this because I'm hungry. Also interested in Leo's sandwich game. I'm hungry as well. Like, I've just started eating these chips, but like, I could go for a mini meal right now. I shouldn't, because I should probably go to bed in like 45 minutes, but... do one of those picky food tests. I'm pickier than I thought. Cooking my meal right now? Damn. What are you making, Master? Crying cats. Oh, there's some classics in here. This guy is a classic. That's a classic. The Pringles one? Oh no. Ah, the tier list of tier lists. Letters of the alphabet. That could be a good one. I kind of want to do this one. I kind of want to do the ship dynamics one. I don't know why, but it's speaking to me. Let me link this. And pin the new one. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna elaborate too much on these ones. But we'll see how much I have to say about each one. This will probably be the last or second to last one, because I would like to get to bed earlier today. But we'll see. Like 45 minutes or so would be a good point. Between 11 and 11:15. Alright, I need to post it in Discord. Alright. Ship dynamics. Are we changing the tiers? No, I think I'll keep it how they are. This one works. This is it. Yummy ships, fun, not for me, this ain't it. So yeah, this is it would be your favorites. Yummy ships you like quite a bit. Fun is like, I mean, you can just consider it as like S, A, B, C, D. Alright, I'm gonna put it here so that we can see everything. Alright. Okay. Are we ready? Ship dynamics. I love myself some rom-com manga. I don't watch romance anime as much, but I really like rom-com manga. But I love shipping characters. Alright. Actually doesn't care, X cares too much. I don't like that. Well, okay. If it's about each other, then I don't like it. If it's just about like things in general, like somebody who gets really cares about a lot of stuff versus like whatever it is what it is, that's like tolerable. I still feel like it's not really for me. I'm not sure I like that combination. I've read these and they're kind of crazy, such a weird list. It's fun to think about. What are we ranking? The Wi-Fi here put me on SNES mode. Oh no, not SNES mode. We are ranking ship dynamics, like shipping characters in like anime, manga, games, whatever. Like what types of personalities and types of characters you like together. Anger problems X literal sunshine. Nope. Don't like it. I don't like the anger problem side of it. Because generally speaking, in those types of ships, I think the way it will play out is the character who has the anger problem and is yelling a lot and all of that and gets mad will occasionally be getting mad at the person they're being shipped with. And I don't like that. Plus, I don't really like loud characters in general, so that already kind of puts anger problem characters down on my list. Now, if it's meant to be a development thing, like they start off with anger problems, and then over time they soften up because of the character who they're shipped with, that's more tolerable. But I still don't like it. Personal. Badass couple. Badass couple is good. The first thing that comes to mind for me for badass couple would be... Oh, Sabi, you're the one who said, what are we ranking? For some reason, I thought that was Subeiro. I saw the S at the beginning, and I got confused. Welcome back, Sebi. Yes, we are ranking character shipping types. Isn't that like being aggressive tsundere or something? So I think it depends for me how aggressive. I'm considering like anger problems as way too aggressive. Like the character that comes to mind for that for me is Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Like if you're shipping Bakugo and Ochiko from the same series, like that to me is anger problem x literal sunshine. And I don't like that ship. Like if I think about those two together, I'm like, absolutely not. I know it's a popular one. I know people like it. I can understand why they like it. But to me, it goes like past aggressive tsundere. The first thing for badass couple that I think of is Yor and Lloyd from Spy Family. I very much like them together. I'm trying to think if there's any other like quote unquote badass couples in stuff that I like. I think it's cool when it's just like two really cool or really strong characters together though. Sees Bakugo, people, I can fix him. Yeah. There's a lot who seem to think they can. I mean, to his credit, he has good development over the course of the series. But still not really my favorite type. I'll put it in fun. I could maybe see it going into the yummy category, but for now I'll put it in fun. Best friends with sus behavior. I don't know what that is exactly. Like, when I read each one, I'm trying to think of a pair that I like or know of that would fit it. I can't really think of one, though. Like, I don't mind it. Best friends, quote-unquote, with sus behavior. Like, on the outside, they present as best friends. But then, like, behind closed doors, they're like... Can I wink? Behind closed doors, they're like... You know? That's okay. I'd put that in fun. Big soft x small scary. So that's like... Yeah, Master, I figured that was what it was going for. It was just like... I couldn't think of a good example couple that I could picture like how that works out. But yeah, I think that's what it's going for. Big soft and small scary. I don't really like scary type of characters because that again just to me is aggressive, and I don't like aggressive characters in general. So I would put both of those in not for me. Big soft, small scary, and big scary, small soft. I prefer big soft and small scary. Like, to me, I think of Taiga and Ryuji from Toradora. Like, I liked Ryuji, and he's like taller, bigger. Taiga is small and scary. I don't really like their ship is okay. It gets better over time, but like it's not my favorite. I don't like big scary. I just don't like any type of character that's going to be aggressive or mean in any way is pretty much immediately going to not for me or lower. Still waiting for my ship to sail. I think a lot of us are, Sevi. I think a lot of us are. Need to have somebody to ship with in general. Bully and bullied. Nope. No bullying. Absolutely not. Now, in some ships or relationships, there is an aspect of like making fun of each other, or like mockingly or jokingly doing stuff like that. That's okay. But it's like after you kind of get to know each other and establish the relationship, then you like have certain things that you kind of like poke fun at each other for, right? Like that's okay. But if it's straight up like a bully and the person being bullied, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Celebrity and fan. I like that. I think that's good. The first thing that came to mind for that is Damedol. It's a manga about an idol and one of her super fans. But he's like her only fan. So he always comes to her meet and greets and stuff, and she starts to get excited to see him. And, you know, he's just happy to be able to talk to her, and it's like, it's short, it's cute. It actually just got serialized, and there's only a few chapters. A new chapter just came out like earlier today, which is why I was thinking about it. But I think that's pretty cute. I think it's the aspect of like doing it behind the scenes is kind of interesting or kind of fun, like trying to not get caught and stuff like that. Or like being discreet, like that's kind of good. However, I guess there's also the celebrity X fan where it's like, oh, is the celebrity using their influence to, you know, pressure the fan? That's not cool at all. I'm taking this as it's a fully, they're both into each other type thing. So I'm going to actually drop it into fun because of that. Because there's a potential that it could be the other type that I don't. I'm guessing you don't like Tora because she's the female version of Bakugo. This is a joke, don't take it seriously. Tora. Do you mean the girl from Toradora? And no problem. Like, obviously it's all lighthearted. Everybody has their preferences. I just don't like the aggressive tsundere type in general. If they're the physical tsunderes, I don't like it. Ready for this? Childhood friends who meet again years later. Boom! This is it. This is it. I love childhood friend trope. That's like one of my all-time favorites. Anytime that there's a childhood friend in an anime or a manga, I guess I shouldn't say anytime. Very often, if there is a childhood friend, I really like if they win. Like the childhood friend in We Never Learn was my favorite ship in that one. Whether it's like they're in school and they grew up together and now they're in like high school and they're starting to become aware of feelings, like that's good. Or if it's like they grew up, then they went to different schools, they meet up again as adults, that's good too. Like Wodokoi. It has an anime and a manga. The manga, one of my all-time favorite mangas, they're childhood friends who played together a lot as kids. The guy always liked the girl. They ended up growing apart. They went to like different colleges. They entered the workforce, and then they ended up working at the same job. And they reunited, and they start dating. Like pretty much right away, like first chapter. It's not a spoiler or anything. Like the premise of the show is that they meet again and start dating. And then the rest of the show is basically just their relationship. Like that's one of my favorite couples. It's one of my favorite rom-coms. Super, super good. I love childhood friend stuff. Okay, coworkers. Coworkers is good. I like coworkers. Again, especially if there's like the aspect of like be a little discreet. Like you don't want your other coworkers to know. That's fun. A lot of my favorite rom-coms lately have been coworker ones. Like The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague. That aired earlier this year, the anime. I thought that was really cute. My Small Senpai or My Tiny Senpai or whatever is airing right now. I haven't started watching it, but I've read the manga. I really like that. My Senpai is Annoying, one of my favorite rom-coms right there. Wodokoi, again, they're co-workers at the same company. I really like co-worker stuff. Criminal ex-cop. I can see the sauciness of that. I can see why people would enjoy that as a ship. I feel like that's not really for me. Yeah, I'd probably put that in not for me, but towards the upper part. Angel X Demon. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can't think of a good example, but I like the idea of it. Like, I like the good X evil stuff. You could be like, well, Criminal Cop is good X evil, but nah, that's like a different. Like, Angel X Demon is like a stronger version of Criminal X Cop. I'll probably put that in fun. I'll put it below Celebrity Fan, just because I can't think of as many examples that I like. Domestic couple. That's good. I like that. Just like homebody types. They're already together. They like live together. It's just like a comedy slice of life stuff about their relationship. There's a few anime or manga like that I've read. Of course, now I'm blanking on the one that I read years ago and I thought was good. It was like one of my intros to anime. I think it started with an F. Oh my god, I can't remember it. Whatever it was, I really like that one. Probably because I'm kind of a homebody myself. It's a little easier for me to self-insert. Energetic X soft for it. I don't really get what that means. Like, I know energetic, obviously. Soft for it? Like, I understand what being soft for something means, but how are you soft for energetic? Like, I don't quite understand how that works. Like, you're excited, you're soft for their energy? Like, I'm just gonna put that in not for me because I don't quite understand it. Exes that still have feelings for each other. No. No. Again, it could be kind of saucy. Like Domestic Girlfriend kind of has moments like that that I think are good, but like, nah. I feel like if you break up, it should be a breakup. It doesn't have to be permanent, it could be somebody has something they're working on for themselves or in the relationship, or there's just right person, wrong time, and then you get back together. Like, okay, so I'm gonna put not for me because of that. No, actually, I still don't like it. Did somebody say domestic? And Hojo, domestic. Dude, I like Domestic Girlfriend. I haven't seen the anime. I read the entire manga. I read that weekly for a long time. For me, that was like a solid 8 out of 10 manga. Up until the last 5 chapters. And then it drops to like a 6 out of 10. I did not like the ending. Which is too bad, because I did really like it up until the ending. And then it definitely dropped the ball, in my opinion. But I really liked Rui. Sorry, I was putting my bag of chips away. Okay. Got quite the bell curve going on again. All right, Flirt X Naive. Not a fan. I think the naive thing can be okay for a very brief period, but I get annoyed if it lasts too long. I think, to me, that's like a very childish thing. To like just not pick up on it for that long. Well, not necessarily. There's people who just don't pick up on it for whatever reason, and that's fine. Or they pick up on it and they just don't believe that it's true. That's fine too. But like, I feel like in ships and tropes, like that is flirt X naive is something that is used to prolong the when will they get together thing. And I don't like that. I don't like just endlessly waiting for them to get together. However, flirt X flustered, the person who does realize it and gets easily embarrassed, that's good. I like that. I think that's cute. And fun. Good but actually evil. X evil but actually good. In theory, I like that. But I'm trying to think of a good example of that. Can anyone think of a character or ship that fits good but actually evil, X evil but actually good? When are we doing anime? I guess this kind of applies to anime. Because I'm trying to think about anime ships that fit these ship categories. But I think this will probably be the last tier list for this stream. So anime ones would probably happen on a follow-up. Or more anime ones would probably happen on a follow-up one. I did, though, if you're interested, I did do a tier list of the top 100 anime of all time, or the top 100 most popular of all time, a couple months ago. So I do have a VOD of it on my channel, if you were interested in seeing that. I vote 7 Deadly Sins for one of the best anime tiers. I have not seen 7 Deadly Sins. I heard the first couple seasons are pretty good. I think there's like a sequel announced or something that's coming out later this year. For anime, I mean. One that pops into my head for evil but good is the demon dude and Star from Star and the Forces of Evil. I can't say I'm familiar with that. Is that an anime or a cartoon or some other show? I feel like in theory good but actually evil and evil but actually good. I really want like an example of it. I don't know where to place it because I can't think of any examples. 7 Sins for Angel X Demon. What are the 7 sins from? Is that like 7 Deadly Sins? Had no issue with any season. Hunter x Hunter is fantastic. Shaman King is great too. I heard very good things about Hunter x Hunter. All my friends really like that. I just haven't watched it because it's so long. Like I have a hard time watching stuff if there's more than like 25 episodes. Like it's such a big commitment. But I will watch it eventually because I hear it's so good. Shaman King I haven't seen, but I also heard that was good. You should do an anime tier list though if you're interested in it. Yeah, I think tier lists are a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing the tier list that I did for anime before too. And there's a lot of anime tier lists on this website. Gush about their crushes but end up in love. This is kind of like the Toradora one, right? Ryuji and Taiga, like they initially kind of make their whole alliance because they both like other people, They want to help each other get with them, and then they end up liking each other. I don't mind this one as long as it doesn't become like a love triangle, love square. Not a fan of any type of love triangle, love square. Alright, have a good one. I'll check out your tier list of anime. Yeah, I hope you have a good one too. Thanks for stopping in. Top 100 just to see what you chose. Yeah. I was, just based on the personal opinions, of course. There was a bunch I hadn't seen. Like, I probably hadn't seen like 30, 35 out of the 100. I have to go now. Need to do some serious work. Good luck with the tier list. Sounds good, Subeiro. Thank you for stopping in. Good luck with the rest of your work. Okay. Gush about their crush but end up in love. I think it's okay. But I still prefer... Yeah, that's probably fine. This tier list is going well. Yeah, it's going alright so far. Not a whole lot in the top, but I feel like all my tier lists have kind of been like that. Light at the top, heavier in the middle bottom. How's it going for you, Master? Have you are you filling this one out too? Any height difference? I like height difference. But I do have like a limitation. Like if it was like 6 foot x like 4 foot, you know, that's a bit much. There are times it's okay, like the main character's in My Senpai is Annoying, I think it's fine. Generally, I prefer if people are like within like a foot or so of each other. So I think it's fun, but it's like a caveat, or caveat, whatever, caveat. Not necessarily any, like any within reason. I do like some difference though. Like, the main couple from The Dangers of My Heart. It's like tall girl, short guy. That's good. I'd probably put that above Angel Demon. Probably above Celebrity Fan. Probably above that. Hero X Villain. That's pretty similar to like Angel X Demon. But I like Hero Villain more. Like I think about I'm blanking on the name of it, but it was an anime from last year where the main character was like from the Power Rangers essentially, and the main girl, or the main guy, was from the Power Rangers, and the main girl was like from the enemy organization that they're fighting against. I thought that one was really cute. I do like Hero X Villain. I feel like around here is good. The Idiot Couple. It can work. It's not necessarily my favorite, but I don't hate it. I'm gonna put that in not for me, but towards the top. Lovers to rivals, but still lovers. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. Like, they're rivals. Oh, wait. Lovers to rivals, but still lovers. I had that backwards. I like rivals to lovers. Lovers to rivals, I don't like quite as much, but it's still okay. So I would put that at fun, but it would be like at the... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put that in not for me. Like, it's okay, but it's not one of my favorites. So I feel like not for me is fine. Yeah, I'll put that there. Mentor X Student. I feel like that one's okay. I don't see it very often. But like, I wouldn't dislike it. Monster X Human. No. I don't really like monster stuff. Nerd X Jock. That one's fine with me. Like Merryweathery. I don't know if anybody here follows them on Twitter, but they have that, like, the goth girl and the jock, where she's like kind of a nerd and he's a jock. I think that's good. I like that. I think that's a fun one. Not one of my favorites, but it's good. Let's see. I would put that. I especially like if it's like, okay, nerd X jock, and then you expect the jock to be the more like aggressive, like take the lead type, but it turns out like behind closed doors or when they're alone, like the nerd is actually the more dominant one. I think that's good. I'll put that here. Not com X com. I think it depends on the extent of not calm. Are they constantly a like mess of anxiety? Or do they just get a little more worked up? I'm gonna say not for me. I could be convinced, but like probably not my go-to. Not really into each other, but then a line is crossed. Nah. Nah. I think leading up to the line being crossed and then where it goes from there could be good, but like... yeah. Obsessed with one thing. How is that even a dynamic? I don't get it. I almost don't even want to put that in the list because I just don't understand what it's going for. So I'm just going to ignore it for now. I'm going to put it at the back. Optimist x pessimist. That's okay. Optimist x pessimist. I guess it's like fine. I don't know. Like, I feel like there needs to be something in between fun and not for me. Like, fun makes it sound like I like it, obviously. Not for me makes it sound like I don't like it. Like, I need something that I'm more impartial on. Like, in between fun and not for me. Okay, I'd probably put that below idiot couple. I like when the optimist kind of pulls the pessimist up. Like, it helps them see the brighter side of things. That things aren't as bad as they always think. Like, that's a good aspect of optimist x pessimist. And I think usually that's what these types of ships go for, right? Like, it's the more optimistic character kind of pulling them up. Waiting for these carry-out jokers to pick up so I can sweep clean and, most importantly, mop like a champion. Can you not do a whole lot of that until they come? Like, you kind of have to wait until after they leave? The perfect one x a goblin. Like, what does goblin mean, necessarily? Like, they're just an absolute degenerate? Like, the perfect Madonna of the school versus, like, the degenerate goblin who sits in the back of class and like plays on their phone and has their feet on their desk. Like, is that what this is? I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. I guess here, polyamory, no. Not for me. Popular ex-loner, that can be good. It's kind of similar to like nerd ex-jock. It's just a slightly less interesting version for me. I mean, it's more generic, and I think because it's more generic, it's not as specific of a type of ship for me to get into. Rebel X Goody Two Shoes. I feel like that's okay. Again, not like it's something that I would consider like a yummy ship. I don't dislike it. Like, so many of these I'm just kind of impartial on. I really feel like I need another category in between fun and not for me. I think I'd put that more in fun. Would it be like above? Probably at the end, yeah. Hello, Kiyosu. Welcome to the streamer, Kayosu. When I hear Perfect Ex-Goblin, the first thing that comes to mind is Nodome Cantibi. That's actually on my plan to watch list. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard good things. It interests me. Is that what the main couple is like that? Perfect Ex-Goblin. That's my big problem for like a lot of these ones that I have in not for me. It's like I don't necessarily mind it in theory, but I'm having a hard time thinking about ships that actually fit it. Actually doesn't care and cares too much is one that I can't think of one for. Perfect 1x Goblin I can't. Good but actually evil and evil but actually good. Like I can't think of that one either. They're just eluding me. Reckless ex-mom of the group. Again, Reckless is kind of not really up my alley. Rivals to Lovers. Rivals to Lovers is good stuff. Good stuff. I'd probably put that up here in fun. Yeah, like that's upper fun for me. I think it's difficult because some of these archetypes have spectrums and others deal with absolutes. Yeah, that was something I was saying a little earlier too. Like, it really depends to what extent it falls in that spectrum for that ship. Like, yeah, multiple of these are like that. So it's hard to generalize. Royalty X Peasant. Not bad. Not one of my favorites. I think this would happen a decent amount in like the fantasy isekai stuff. Like, I guess like Amelia and Subaru is kind of like that. Like she's borderline royalty and he's just like a nobody. But then he becomes not a nobody. I think I'm in Love with the Villainous is kind of like that too. I haven't really read it. I'm just under the impression it kind of is. I think that has an anime coming out this year, actually. I think it could be good. I'd probably put it below. Yeah, I'd probably put it here. Self-deprecating, X-insistent. Again, it's like, how self-deprecating are they? Is it like they just have a negative self-impression of themselves, like they aren't very confident, and then the insistent one is like, oh yeah, you know, no, that's not true, like you're great. Like, I like it. It's kind of like optimist x pessimist for me. Like, to me, these are similar, and it really depends how pessimistic are they and how self-deprecating are they. Like, these to me are basically the same thing. It's just, this is specifically about yourself, and then this is about the world in general. Like, Toru and Kyo from Fruits Basket, like, they're kind of like that. Like, I think Toru is an optimist. Kyo is a pessimist. He doesn't really have a good self-image of himself. She believes he's a great person. Like, I don't think that's all their characters are. There's a lot more to it. It's like a slight aspect of their relationship. And I really like their ship. But, like, this isn't the only thing. If this is the only thing about the ship, then it's not that interesting. Some interesting peeps at this time of night. Free Candy Van and the Zaza Brothers. Stay away from the free Candy Van, man. I don't want to never see Sebi in my stream again. Sensitive X will protect them. That one's okay. I'm once again, like many of these, struggling to kind of think of a character who fits it. Sensitive X will protect. Still got 12. True. Considering there's 13 Sebis, I guess you could spare one. I'm gonna put sensitive and will protect them in fun. Just not towards the top. Like, it's alright. Oh man, the yawns are hitting me. I still have a few more to go. Ah! Alright, this is definitely the last tier list for this stream. Then we'll call it a night once I finish it. I think sensitive X will protect them can be pretty wholesome. Like, it's very cute seeing the protect them one actually protect the sensitive one. But it's not like as exciting of a ship as something like royalty peasant, badass couple, hero villain, nerd jock, rivals to lovers. Like, those have more like oomph to it. The couple that everyone lusts for. What does that even mean? Like the popular couple that everybody, like, all the girls are jealous of the girl in it, all the guys are jealous of the guy in it. Like, oh, I wish I was them. Like, is that what it is? Like, whatever. Smart X dumb. Not really a big fan of, like, dumb characters. Like, I'm taking idiot couple as, like, they're not dumb, but, like, they just do stupid things and they don't really care. Like, they kind of have fun doing it. Compared to, like, dumb, where it's just like they're dumb. Like, it's not a bad pair, but it's yeah, not really my thing. From enemy side, star-crossed lovers. Now that's good. That is good. I kind of consider that, like, similar to, like, royalty peasant, rebel goody two shoes, rivals to lovers. Like, it's kind of in the same category as that. I know that there was one that I watched or read somewhat recently that was like this, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh, the same one as the hero X villain. Yeah, hero X villain and from enemy sides. Like, those are kind of the same. I just think Star-Crossed Lovers is a bit more... It feels a bit more dramatic than hero villain. But I feel like they're pretty much the same thing. So I'm just going to put them next to each other. Stoic Goth X Comedy Relief. I mean, I guess. Another one that I feel like I don't have much of a opinion on. I don't know if I want to put it in fun or not for me. Sun, Moon, Polar Opposites. I'm not really a fan of polar opposites. I don't think that works very well most of the time. You definitely need to have common ground. Trauma brings them together. Okay, so I don't think this is fun. However, I do like that as a ship. Like two kind of broken characters who can identify with each other's struggles and like find solace in that there's another person who's going through similar things, and they can be like sources of comfort, you know, shoulders to lean on, and then they get closer and then they fall in love. Like, I like that. I don't think trauma is fun, of course, but I do think it's a good ship. I tend to prefer a little bit more lighthearted stuff than that, but like it does make for a good ship. Tries to freak them out. X finds everything cute. What, like pulls pranks, like tries to scare them, and the other one's like, ah ha ha, you're so funny, you're so cute. Like, okay. I mean, whatever, I guess. I guess around here. Villain ex-assistant. What even is that? Like, that to me means like nothing. Like, it's coworkers, but it's a more specific example of like coworkers I have really high. Villain assistant seems like coworkers, but like way more specific. It's like coworker combined with mentor student combined with maybe badass couple. But I feel like the more things you combine, the less interesting it gets. Like, I don't feel as strongly about villain assistant as I do about any of these other ones that would be kind of similar. That's so specific. Like, to me, that's a whatever. I don't know. I feel like when it's a villain, like I like villain hero stuff. Obviously, like I have that up here pretty high in fun. But like villain X villain, like whatever, I guess. All right. Yandere X Anyone. So basically, how do you feel about Yandere? I don't really like it personally. It's like the more extreme type of dere. Like, there are times that I think it can be entertaining in certain circumstances or in certain ways, but it's really not my thing. Like, the main yandere I can think of is the girl from Future Diary. Like, there were times I was like, oh, this is good stuff. And then there were other times I was like, oh my god, stop. Like, this is so over the top. I'm gonna say that's a not for me. It really just comes down to how you feel about yandere. And I still don't get this obsessed with one thing, so I'm just gonna ignore that. So I think then this would be my list. Barely anything at the top. Childhood friends is definitely my favorite. Coworkers, domestic couple, flirt, ex-flustered. I like all of those quite a bit. Fun is ships that I enjoy seeing to various degrees. I think, like, badass couple, hero, villain, these are basically the same thing. Nerd jock, rivals to lovers, high difference, celebrity fan, trauma brings them together. I think there's, like, definitely a line between trauma and best friends. Like, this would be fun, this first section, and then the next section would be like fun minus. Like, it's still good, but it's not as good as the rest of them. Not for me. Again, it's like some of these I think are a lot better than others. Like, if there was a it's okay and a not for me section, like, I think everything from idiot couple through like villain ex assistant would probably be an it's okay, and then flirt ex naive through yandere would probably be like, yeah, not really for me. I've been distracted tearing. We are super different now that I've looked back. I zoned out and my hearing faded. No, I get that. I think the more in the zone I get with concentrating, the less I'm hearing and picking up on. Alright, I'm still gonna leave out this obsessed with one thing because I really don't get it. But I guess this is fine. Like, I'm gonna screenshot this current tier that I have just for like record keeping. Let's see. Save that for ship dynamics. But like, if I could separate stuff out more, it would be something like let's see. I would do fun, all right, like, then this one would be not for me. This would be like sometimes, and I would split it up to be like like, I would split it like this, and then I would do like I think I slightly messed up the order there at the end. Yeah, so like if I were to split it up further, it would be something a little bit more like this. And I would probably switch all right with like decent. Like if I just switch picture here, like this is the previous like non-edited version. Like there's definitely a difference there. Like this is a lot bigger in the middle versus this being more split up. Like this has a much better sense of how I better feel about it just because it's more clearly split up versus this where it's like a lot more clumped together. Know what I mean? I see ship dynamics. Hello, Stella. Welcome back. Yeah. I saw this when I was scrolling through. I was like, oh, this would be a fun one to end on. And then I think this one took me the longest because I was having a hard time thinking about, like, I was trying to come up with example ships of, like, between anime and manga and stuff that I've watched that would fit each of the dynamics to help me figure out how much I like it. And then I was having a hard time for a number of them. Somebody was saying earlier, like, there's a bunch of, like, some of these are very definitive. Some of them have kind of a spectrum with, like, how intense the thing in the dynamic is. Wish you show which ships ideally was a male or female. Leo, please have already ranked. Ships can apply to any sex. Yeah, I was just kind of blanket assuming male x female or whatever, and then I was just trying to overarching, like, blanket. I mean, it really doesn't matter the sex, like, regardless of whether it's, like, straight or not. Like, I mean, I guess you could say, like, oh, you know, if, like, for hero x villain or whatever, or, like, flirt x flustered, like, is it the guy the flirt or is the girl the flirt? Like, I think I prefer if, actually, which one do I prefer? If the guy is the flirt or if the girl is the flirt? I mean, I like it regardless of who's what, but I can see how, like, for some of them, you prefer if one is, like, one over the other. I prefer stoic goth, X-comic relief to be female, X-male, respectively. Not that anything else is bad, that's just my... Yeah, right, like... You can have a preference for, like, which is which. Doesn't change the dynamics much even if you apply it. Yeah, I agree. Like, for the most part, the dynamic is pretty much the same thing. It's really just a personal preference thing. Should I use the new system or the old? It's tough. I don't know. Like, keep looking back and forth between the two of them. I feel like decent and sometimes are still too close if names. Like, this is it, yummy, fun. Oh, I would need to change the colors too. That would be like a green. This would be a darker green. And then this would be like no. I think I prefer it more split out like this one, the more I look at it. I think it just gives a better impression on how you really feel about it. So I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna do like, all right, this is it. Great ships, pretty fun, good. Sometimes not for me. This ain't it. So those will be the new categories. I think that's definitely better. It's just more clear, more spread out. I'm just going to do snipping tool because that is easier. Bow wow. All right, so we got ship, dynamics, E2. Upload that, ship dynamics. Yeah, I think this could definitely, it's malleable. Like this could definitely change depending on the specific ship and how it's portrayed. Oh, I didn't mean to switch out. Get back here. Yeah, sorry for last minute changing the names and number of sections, Master. Especially if you're doing it on phone. I know it's kind of a hassle to drag stuff around on there. If you're on computer, it's not as bad. But I think that is a good place to stop for this stream. About 11:30. We only got through 3 tier lists, but spent a lot of time talking and debating and whatnot about a bunch of the individual ones, which is good. Always interested in seeing when people agree and disagree and why. And it's fun, like, I like scrolling through these ones that you guys are making on the Discord and seeing how similar or not they are to me. All right. Master, I see your list. Let's see. That ain't it. I was gonna say the categories for the older one, which is fine. I mean, all right. There you go. Yeah, I'll split up that time. Okay. That's what we got here. Height difference. Villain assistant, hero villain. So it seems like we have a lot in the bottom sections, like this ain't it, not for me. And sometimes I think there's a fair amount of overlap there, maybe like plus or minus 1 tier. The only big differences that I see are that excuse me. I have nerd jock pretty high, up in my pretty fun, but then you have it down and this ain't it. And then you have coworkers and domestic couple down in sometimes, and I have them up in great. Childhood friends and good, I have it in this ain't it. Or this is it. Yeah, so it's actually pretty good variety there. Like, definitely a good amount of overlap, plus or minus one tier, like in the middle-ish section. But then there's a few that we both feel a little more strongly about, which is interesting. Very interesting. A little and a lot can be worth a tatter and a tot. Yeah. Oh man, I want tater tots now. Oh, if I go into the office tomorrow, then I'll get some. All right. Well, yeah, I think that is a good point to stop at. At 11:30, we got 3 tier lists done. About a 1 per hour average. Your office serves tater tots. So we have a cafeteria that I believe my company owns the caf, so we get a little bit of a discount there. But at the cafeteria, they do breakfast and lunch, and they do have tater tots there, yeah. That's like my go-to thing to get. For breakfast, I always get tater tots and a bacon, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. Or a croissant, one of the two. Sometimes I get fruit, you know, sometimes I get like a cookie, sometimes I get something like a muffin. But the tater tots and the bacon, egg, and cheese are always my breakfast. And then for lunch, it could be a variety of things. Usually I get a salad. Sometimes I might get a burger. Really depends on the mood. But I love the tater tots. It's like such a perfect breakfast food. Funny when there's the childhood friend one and they meet up again like 10 years later and they have temporary amnesia when they meet their... Yeah, like they don't even realize it's them and then like, wait, are you... Mike? What? Super cool. I want to work at your office, so can you mail me some of those taters? Yeah. Hopefully they would stay fresh for that long journey to Canada. But yeah, that's a nice benefit that my company has. I very, very much like the cafeteria. Like, they have all sorts of stuff. They have a grill, they have like a deli, they have the salad, they have a bunch of different drinks. So like at breakfast, they have the tater tots, they have home fries, eggs, breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burritos, you know, bagels, toast, muffins, all sorts of stuff. And then for lunch, they do like burgers, fries, chicken fingers, you know, sandwiches, salads, sometimes soup. They'll do like chef specials every once in a while. Like they might do like a pulled pork thing here or there for like a special. It's a really nice caf though. I really like it. Yeah. Especially since we get a discount. Send during winter, they'll freeze during shipping. Yeah, keep them fresh. But yeah, Stella is right. I mean, I don't know about Canada, but at least in the US, they're very common in our grocery stores in the frozen section. Got a pretty cool campus for work. Yeah, it's not very big. Like, we're not a huge company. It's like a building and a half, but there's like a nice little outdoor area where you can eat or just kind of sit and relax if you want to take a break. We have a nice break room. And the cafeteria, like, awesome cafeteria. Okay. Yeah, so good point to stop now that we have finished this tier list and exchanged our tiers in the Discord. If anybody else is lurking or watching and wants to make the tier lists that we were making, the links to all of the ones that we did are in the YouTube chat as well as in the Discord chat. Feel free to share if you feel so inclined. Plenty more tier lists I would like to do at some point, so maybe I'll do another one of these at some point, or like a test or quiz taking one, or a combo of the two. I don't know, we'll see. It's a good thing for like a just chatting stream though. Your food service does sound like it has nice choices. It really does, it really does. That's like definitely one of the best perks of working there. Schedule for the rest of the week. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Rhythm Doctor. Taking a break from Final Fantasy since we've played it for like 6 weeks in a row. With Rhythm Doctor, it's been a while since I played a rhythm game. I recently had it come up in my feed. I thought it looked cool. I was like, okay, you know, I have it. Let's play it. So Rhythm Doctor Thursday. Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, we are continuing Master Detective. Going to be doing the Mystery Dungeon, finish Chapter 1, figure out the Nailman Killings culprit. Probably take a break from that next week as well. Actually, definitely will be taking a break from it next week if what I'm planning on doing ends up working. And then Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, as always, Master Duel. You know the routine, Master Duel Sundays. That's just how it goes. But yeah, so that's scheduled for the rest of the week. Rhythm Doctor Thursday, Master Detective Saturday, and Master Duel on Sunday. A lot of masters, back to back. Master in Chat, Master Detective on Saturday, Master Duel on Sunday. So much. My tea is yummy. I'm glad to hear it, Stella. Mine was good too. I didn't finish it, but it got kind of cold, and I don't really like it much when it gets cold. So I probably still have like 15 to 20% in there that's now just sitting there cold. Like, I could heat it up, but it's almost midnight. I'm only looking at like 6 hours of sleep. Probably not worth it at that point. A tea tier list would be cool if you were a connoisseur. That would be a good one. Unfortunately, I've only had like 2 types of tea though. Actually, I think I've only had 1. Oh no, 2, yeah. I've had brisk lemon iced tea, if you even count that. I don't think you would. And I've had just like a lemon tea with honey that I add in. But at some point, if I continue to drink a lot of tea and try out more flavors and stuff, that would be a good one to do. Anything to soothe the throat can help you do a lot of talking. I do. Yeah, I need to learn proper speaking technique to put less wear on your throat and vocal cords, especially if you're talking a lot for work or, you know, streams and stuff like that, doing content creation, and need to make sure, you know, constantly sipping on tea, water, have cough drops to like soothe your throat, all that stuff. I try and do all of that. And then I rested a lot when I'm not streaming. Like I said, I think on the days that I don't stream, I basically try and talk as little as possible. I've had a few black teas, herbal teas, and white teas, as well as fruit teas. So I think out of those, herbal is probably the only one I've had. Fruit tea sounds kind of interesting, though. Your coworkers probably think you do call centers in the evening. I don't think any of them have any idea. I mean, I have one or two, yeah, like two coworker friends who have left the company. They don't work there anymore, but they know that I do streaming. But aside from them, keep it very, very separate. I mean, they all just know that, like, even before I was streaming, like, I'm a very introverted person. Like, for the years and years I've been there, 4 years or whatever now, like, I don't really go out of my way to start conversation unless I have a question about something or I have a specific thing I want to talk about or know about. Otherwise, I just kind of stay in my lane. I have my headphones in, I'm listening to music, getting my work done. And, you know, if somebody starts a conversation with me, that's fine. I'll talk to them. But generally, like, I just kind of keep to myself and do my own thing. Now, you know, if all of a sudden I'm coming in with a scratchy voice because I was talking so much the night before, and they might be like, whoa, what's going on there? Luckily, that hasn't happened, but I definitely have had days here or there where my throat's a little more sore than others. Those days especially, I really try to not talk. White chocolate peppermint is a pretty good tea with milk. That sounds good. I don't like Seven Deadly Sins. It's super off-putting with some of the writing and dynamics. Yeah, I've seen conflicting things about it. Some people seem to really like the story and like the animation, at least for the first couple seasons, and then they think it took a dive after the like third and fourth season. Some people can't even get through the first couple because of the dynamic with or how the main character acts, which I understand. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I know how he is. So I think that's totally valid. Despite the fact I work retail, I won't interact with coworkers or customers while unloading skids for 2 or 3 hours of my shift. I mean, I assume those are similar to pallets or whatever that we had at mine when I worked retail, and yeah, I mean, you really don't want the concentration to break there. Like, it's hard to move all those boxes around and get stuff unpacked and moved around. Like, it's easier to just focus and like let those people do what they're doing. But if you're out on the floor of the place, like, it's inevitable that customers are gonna try talking to you, and you kind of have to respond at that point or else you look bad. At least at my store, that's how it was. Like, you were expected to always help a customer. And if you couldn't, like, you're supposed to be like, oh, sorry, like, I don't actually know, or I can't currently help with that, but let me find someone who can. And then you're supposed to, like, radio somebody over or go find somebody. It was all right. But I liked, like, I worked a couple 5 a.m. shifts there. Which at first I was like, this is bullshit. Why am I working a 5 a.m. shift? But over time, I actually started to really like them. Because the store didn't open until like 8. So from 5 to 8, I'm like organizing the shelves. I'm like putting up the sales stickers or taking down the old ones. Like, it was so... Those 3 hours flew by. I liked up to season 3. Yeah, I think all my friends like the first couple, or the friends that I know who have watched it, like the first 2 seasons, then not really anything after. Meliodas is a huge perv with Elizabeth. He doesn't even ask. I was looking up her skirt. Yeah, that's what I've heard about him. Like, he's just a big perv. And she just is kind of like whatever, or doesn't really like ever tell him to stop. Or she's just like a pushover about it, which is like, come on. But I mean, it has its target audience. It knows what the shonen fans want to see, I guess. Or that specific series want to see. All spiky hair guy. Yeah, I can't say I know who that is. I really only know the main character and Elizabeth. And then there's like the giant girl. Like she can literally transform into a giant. Does her name start with like a D? Diane or something like that? Like, I have had the first season on my plan to watch list for a while, but I don't know if I'll watch it at this point. I probably won't. Like, even if the first season or two were supposedly okay, even if I can get past like the annoying fan service, like I know from season 3 and on the animation takes a dive. It's like, oh, I don't really want to commit if I just know it's gonna go downhill. I only work front store for about an hour or 30 minutes after I finish pallets. Sometimes not at all. Nice. Yeah, in that case, you really don't have to interact with the customers a whole lot. She's with the Sleepy Wizard Kid. I only know of the pairs because I saw reviews. I don't even know who the Sleepy Wizard Kid is. Yeah, I probably won't watch it at this point. Saw reviews after I saw the first episode, and then you just knew to stop. Like, you knew it wasn't for you. Isn't for me at all. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. I mean, it sounds very, very different from the shows and manga and manhwa that I know you've said you've liked. Especially with what I typically read, watch. Yeah, exactly. Like, it seems very, very different. So I can't say I'm too surprised. Should we switch to the just chatting screen or the just leaving screen? I think the just leaving screen. I think like 20 minutes ago I was starting to say, okay, I think that's a good point to end the stream, and then ended up just chatting for more. I definitely need to, I think, call it though, because I only have 6 hours until I need to wake up, assuming I'm trying to get into the office, which I probably should do. So yeah, I think I'll call it at this point. But yeah, like I said, Thursday, Rhythm Doctor, Saturday, Master Detective, and Sunday, Master Duel. If any of those streams sound interesting, I would love to have you come. If not, hopefully I see you on some other streams sometime in the future. If you're watching or lurking and are interested, the Discord invite is in the description. Feel free to, you know, like I said, double check what tier lists we did on the stream. I posted links to all of them in the Discord channel for tier lists and in the YouTube chat, so you can do them, send your lists. I know some people here were doing it. It was cool to browse and see what they thought. I don't like Death Note either, but that's because the plot is trying super hard to be psychological or edgy. Yeah, Death Note was like my first anime really that I watched, and I really liked it at the time that I watched it, And then I tried rewatching it again, like, a few years ago. So I probably watched it for the first time, like, 11 years ago. Or 10 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2013. So, like, 10 years ago, I tried watching it for the first time. And I thought it was fine. Or no, 2012, yeah, so 11 years ago. And then probably in, like, 2016, 2015, I tried watching it again. And by the end of the first episode, I was like, not really feeling it. So I ended up dropping my score and deciding to not rewatch it. I think it's alright. I still, like... There are parts of it I don't like as much as I used to, though. But that's just part of growing up and watching more and refining your taste and figuring out what you do and don't like. Alright. I'm head to bed. So, thank you all very much for coming to the stream. I hope you had fun. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Hopefully see you on an upcoming stream. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Hopefully you're productive at work or school or whatever it is you're doing. I am scientist VTuber from the future, Leo Lovelace. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.